3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, thank you for waiting. As you can see, that's not Jeff. This is Christopher McGarvey. Say
Hello.
hi, Chris.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for waiting. We figured we'd at least start while we wait for Jeff, get the shout outs out of the way, see how everyone's doing tonight. Maybe do the logos while we wait for him, because it is 2:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. It's getting pretty late. So happy Easter, everyone, and happy April Fool's Day. Happy April Fool's Day, Christopher.
Thank you. Happy.
Let's see. Let me do a shout out really quick before I lose the top of the chat. I probably already have lost the top of the chat because all I can see is 2:17 a.m. So if you're here, please say hi at the bottom. But I do see right now Go Kart Bob, Freeland Minimal, Bubbles is here. I also have, Christopher's here. Super Mario Brothers 3. Scrolling down some more. That's all I'm seeing in the chat. Noise Curious is here. Hey, and so's Analog Lime. Hey guys. All right, that was a really quick shout out. If you were here earlier, I'm sorry, I can't see. Thank you for waiting all this time. So, everyone, this is Christopher. Christopher, do you want to say hi and tell them anything about yourself?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I synced up okay?
Yep.
Because my video was super delayed, so I turned that off. It was like 20 seconds lagging behind. So, hello
That's why
everybody.
we use the bubbles too.
Yeah.
Because there is a delay with the video. Go ahead.
I gathered that. So, hello everybody. I'm Christopher McGarvey. I'm kind of new to the community. Been super affected since last summer. Got bowled over and knocked on my butt by the Mandela effect, and really grateful that Sandy's sort of helped show me the way, and I'm learning a ton. So I'm grateful to be here tonight, hanging out with all of you.
And I'm grateful to have you, even if Jeff was here, grateful. But extra grateful right now because I would not be able to show anything if you weren't here. I would just be talking to everyone. I do want to say hi to Splatter420 and Ryogami. They're both in the chat. They just showed up while you were introducing yourself. All right, guys. We have questions for you, Christopher, in the chat. Preliminal is asking, what was your first Mandela effect?
Well, I was, they started to affect me before I realized it was going on. And the first thing I ever ran into was the Berenstain Bears on a YouTube channel about video games by the Angry Video Game Nerd, which if you're, a child of the 80s like I am, you played the classic Nintendo games, it's I highly recommend watching some Angry Video Game Nerd for catharsis, because there were so many bad and frustrating games. You'd go to the video store and rent them, and it would ruin your weekend because they're so bad. But late in his career, he did an episode on Berenstain Bear video games and ended up doing a segment on how the spelling had changed. And I was like, man, that's super weird. But, I sort of wrote that one off as it's in cursive and our mind fills in the blanks, and these little things would bubble up from time to time, and I was able to write them off for many years, until one day, as I got into some weird and anomalous phenomena. I was studying UFOs and stuff, so YouTube started sending me some weird recommendations in the algorithm, and one of Jacobian's video about Fruit of the Loom came up, and that was game over for me. I was like, what do you mean Fruit of the Loom had no cornucopia?
I
It's
agree.
insane. And he had such a good presentation that laid out all this evidence. And my wife and I have even have some residue. So our favorite novel, one of our favorite novels is The Brothers K by David James Duncan. And there's even a passage in that book where a Vietnam War lieutenant is going through the bag of a soldier who is killed, and he pulls out like a canteen or something, and it turns out to be wrapped in Fruit of the Loom underwear. And he starts talking about the Horn of Plenty and like waxing eloquent in this mock Shakespearean speech. And so
Oh, you're breaking up a bit.
it was just all too much for me. So yeah, my first big one that landed a punch was Fruit of the Loom. My biggest, I think the one that just hurts my soul the most is the Union Jack not having a thick symmetrical X. That was my favorite flag. I'm an English major. I love English beer and high tea and all this English stuff, and the flag just is not right. So yeah, that one that hurts my soul.
If anyone has any other questions for Christopher, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer them. And please continue if you're not done. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to tell them if they wanted to ask any more questions to go for it. That's all.
Yeah, well, those are the first big ones for me. And then, I mean, on one of your shows, I'd love to tell my whole kind of initiation story. I don't want to take up your show with that tonight, but it was a wild first night. I stumbled across a Brian Stavely video. It was about 2 hours long. And that's when I learned the whole continent of South America had shifted like a continent's width to the east, and that the Panama Canal runs north-south, and it was way too much to handle. And I actually had personal Mandela effect changes that night. Like the phenomenon became aware that I was aware of it and started messing with me. So my print screen function changed how it worked right in the middle of that evening with no, I mean, it was just, I was watching YouTube videos and hitting print screen, and all of a sudden it didn't work the same way, and I had to select stuff from a menu. It was super weird. Yeah, I thought I was losing my mind. I really thought I might be crazy for a couple days.
I think we all felt that way at some point. I think a lot of people in the chat would agree that I would say the first month that I was learning about this, my mind was consistently blown all the time. I felt lost, confused. It was crazy.
I was really scared. I'm not even joking. I said deliverance prayers and exorcism prayers. I thought I somehow accidentally opened my third eye, or I just had no clue what was going on. And I was also on medication at the time. I had gotten bit by fire ants, and apparently I'm allergic, so they put me on prednisone. So I was also all hyped up and amped up on steroids, and I sort of wonder if that wasn't some kind of a catalyst. It seems like, is there some sort of precipitating event, that launches us? I always wonder about that. Is there something that trips the wire, whether that's someone else sort of pointing things out that pushes you and breaks your perception? Or a lot of people seem to have, kind of extreme health situations or near-death experiences or whatever. It's just speculation, but something I'm curious about.
I was wondering that as well. That's why I did a poll in Teresa's Facebook group years ago. Let me see if I can pull that up without getting kicked out. If I get kicked out, don't panic. I'll come right back. Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't know if, because sometimes apps kick me out. Can you still hear me?
I still hear you, yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Bubbles says I sat on couch in disbelief and dropped to my knees and cried and prayed for God to show me the truth. And I kind of relate to that. I mean, I definitely said. So I'm curious. Did you get a response? I definitely did a lot of praying. And then Preliminal says my parents and siblings thought I lost it in 2016. They forbid me to mention any changes. I was real worried early on that I couldn't tell my wife about this.
I
I
think
have a whole
Jeff's here.
story about that.
Jeff is here. Hold on. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Sandy. Hey, Christopher.
Hey, Jeff.
How you doing?
Good to hear you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm struggling to stay awake.
Oh, no. That's not good.
No, I was ready when you called me, like, before, but then I passed out and had trouble waking up.
Oh, no. Well, do you want to jump into your segment really quick and get that part done with? I was going to share the poll that I did. It was the poll that I did in 2021 about what binds us together. And, oh, wow, 11 votes. What would you like to do? That's what I'm asking.
Can we just do the Mandela effect stuff in the poll and
Well,
save this other stuff for next show?
Yeah, I guess we can do that. I mean, there's two video clips I really want to show tonight. That's what I was going to say. Or go ahead, Christopher. What were you going to say?
Or what if Jeff does his presentation stuff and then dips out and I help you? Jeff, I can actually share my screen so she can do the rest.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, she taught me how. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm at your service.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know how long you were going to be, so I was like, well, to give him time, let me show him how to do this just in case.
I'm sorry. I'm just like struggling to stay awake for some reason.
It's okay. Well, probably because you didn't get the nap that you needed.
Probably.
Why.
I mean, I did though. The thing is, it didn't really help.
Oh, it's not good. Yeah, I learned this, believe it or not, in in college. There was like a health class you could take that wasn't gym, and they taught us that if you're going to take a nap, do it in increments of 20 minutes. If you do 30 minutes, you're going to be exhausted because it has to do with the way our brains, like the levels of sleep. 20 minutes is good, 40 minutes is good, 60 minutes is good. But don't do anything in between. Don't do 15 minutes. Don't do 30 because you're going to feel tired when you wake up because you're going to wake up from all that deep sleep.
Yeah, that's where I screwed up. I did way more than 30, I think. I don't even know how long I was out for. Tina tried waking me up and couldn't.
All right. Well, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to be upset. I understand. We'll do the poll. I'll tell them about the poll really quick. Because I don't have a picture to show, but I'll read what we were talking about. We'll do your segment, and then you leave whenever you're ready. I'm not going to hold you here. And we can skip the Easter stuff. Just do the clip stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just do the stuff in Flickr. The video clips.
Oh, you still want to do the segment?
You just want to go now? If you do, it's okay. I'm not going to be upset.
No, I mean, I'll stay for the Mandela effect stuff.
Well, I kind of need you for one. If you're not here, I'll skip it. Yeah, I was saying let's do the segment, and then because he can't do the segment, only you can.
Why don't we save the segment for next show? That way we'll be ahead of the game next time, and we'll just do the other stuff. I could stay longer that way.
All right, all right, that's fine. We'll do that. But let me do the.
Because I'm going to try and stay on, but I'm afraid if I do the segment, I'll screw it up because I'm not with it.
I got you. It's okay.
That's why I wanted to skip it.
All right. So, really quickly, sorry about that, guys. We're getting back on track now. We were talking about reasons, and what I'll do is I will take a screenshot of this. Actually, I'm just not going to take a screenshot of all the comments and all the votes. And Jeff, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, I'm going to send it to you on Messenger, the picture.
Okay.
So basically, I did a poll in 2021, and I said that I have a new theory as to what binds us together. Why do we see changes, but our friends and family do not? Multiple answers are allowed. Now, granted, this was back in 2021. I could add so much to this list, but at the time, I only added a few things. I have a chronic illness or permanent disability. I spend a significant time alone, 10 plus hours a week. I am a night owl. I have something happen in the past that could have killed me. None of the above. And Jeff, when you're ready to share that, then I'll tell people how people voted, because that's where I think it's significant.
Is there an all of the above?
Well, yes, because you're allowed to select multiple answers.
Okay.
I accidentally unselected one of them. Here we go. Let's put it on the screen. So, none of the above. I don't know if you can see. There's like no votes. But let me go back to it. Of course, it reset. I have to find it again. That's amazing. Love it when Facebook does that. Give me 1 second. Oh gosh. 1 second, everyone. I'm so sorry. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to start with none of the above. How many votes did this have? It doesn't tell me total number of votes.
Are we supposed to be seeing this? I don't see anything.
It's not on the screen?
No.
I can see it on the screen. Can you guys see it on the screen?
Oh, there it goes.
You were in the wrong tab.
No, I'm in YouTube. It just showed up.
That's weird.
I see it. I can't zoom in on it, though, can I?
You can try. I don't think so. Some do and some don't. All right. I'm just going to tell you that 11 votes, only 2% of the votes say none of the above. The second least amount is chronic illness, permanent disability, with 66 votes, 14%. I spend a significant time alone, 113 votes, 25%. I am a night owl, 103 votes, 23%. But the thing that of just these things, I have had something happen in the past that could have killed me. 152 votes, 34%. So those were the options. They could have added an option, but there are 81 comments, and people did expand. But a lot of the comments are all the above, first three for me. I've been meaning to do this poll again with more options. So this is like my reminder to do it. I'm going to do it. But I'm just curious how many of you would say all of the above, and how many of you would say none of the above. Just curious. I even say feel free to add options. No one did.
I'm all of the above.
Yeah. It looks like people come back every so often, because I have comments from a year ago, 2 years ago, and this poll is 3 years old, so. It was August 20th, 2021. All right. Let's see. Mandela affected. Welcome says all of the above. Angels don't fall. Hey, you didn't comment. I can't give you a wrench without a comment. I looked for your comment. I didn't see it. It's okay. We just got started. Really, angels don't fall. It's all right. It's good to see you. I'm glad you made it. Let's see. Ryu says sleep time is after 3 a.m. After that time is I can sleep, no disturbances. I was a night owl because I was always attacked by something nightmarish. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Yeah. I'm curious what time that attack would occur. Was it like 2 or 3?
Yeah, 3 a.m. is the bad hour, I heard.
Yeah.
And 4 a.m. is Mary's hour. Yeah, you probably weren't a member at that point. I mean, the poll is very old. Go-Kart Bob says full moon always keeps me up. Friends and family are from Orion. Yep. All of those sound like me, Mandela affected. They say we spend 229,961 hours of our lives sleeping. I probably spend about 400,000 then. Noise Guru says my naps are 16 hours long.
I feel like I'm starting to catch up to you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to me.
Oh no, that's not good. Well, it's a new schedule. Here's the thing. When a night owl starts working in the daytime,
Yeah.
they're still a night owl. That's the problem.
That is the problem. I'm having a hard time adjusting to it.
Oh, angels don't fall. Just comment anything on a video. On an actual video or on the stream after it's a video, like on the replay, in the comments section. That's the only place YouTube allows us to give wrenches now. We're not allowed to give them in the chat during a live show. At least on iOS you can. The only options I have are like to block someone, to go to their channel. There's nothing about making a moderator. All right. Oop, I just dropped my stylus. How about we get into Flickr? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try and hang on as long as I can.
It's okay.
Another thing, I guess, is I'm used to Saturday. But I screwed that up.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, I'm off tomorrow, and so if you got to dip out, I can cover the rest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We'll see how it goes. Where do you want me to start, Sandy?
You're going to start right after News 5. And Splatter says, do spirits set their clock for DST? I guess that makes sense. Like, if it's 3 o'clock here, it's 4 o'clock somewhere else, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm definitely going to pray for you, angels don't fall. And it's good to hear that you're safe now, Ryu. iPhone and iPad. I'll try on my iPhone, but my iPad is different. I don't know. It doesn't let me do it. I don't know why it doesn't let me do it. Jeff, I don't think that's the right folder.
It's not?
No, not before News 5, after it, like above it. It should start with April 1st, 2024. Easter. Let me go on my phone and see if I can do it from my phone. You are correct. I can do it from my phone. That's amazing. All better now, angels don't fall. And heck, you guys are all getting wrenches today because you're here this late. Y'all deserve it. Anyone who's missing one's getting one. Going through the chat.
I wasn't logged in. Here we go.
Okay, good. Let's see. Scrolling up, making sure I didn't miss anyone.
So we're starting with my my thing, right? That I found.
Yes, we are. But before we do that, Christopher, do me a favor and put a comment in the chat, please.
Comment in the chat.
Yeah, just say hi or something.
Okay. I don't know.
And do,
The chat keeps blacking out for me. I feel like I'm a little glitchy. It'll show up eventually. But
all right. Well, whenever you can, just throw it in.
there it is.
And we're
okay.
And we're gonna get started. And if Go Kart Bob, Bubbles, Angels Don't Fall. I think that's all of you that I didn't have wrenches on. Could say hi just to make sure it worked. I would appreciate it. Just to make sure.
I got it.
Oh, you already have a wrench. That's good. That's what I was checking. Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but
you're a moderator. That's why you're blue instead of black in the chat.
ooh, I'm fancy.
Yes, fancy. Go Kart Bob is good. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
All right, credit Jeff Zanzibar. This is a tough one because there's no residue, only Jeff's memory. So I'm asking to see if anyone shares his memory of this event, which I will ask in a different way. In your memory, is singer Shaka Khan alive or dead? If you remember her dying, when?
And Chris, feel free to, and Christopher, I'm sorry, feel free to chime in, like answer what you remember.
I'm not seeing the current slide. I'm gonna try refreshing the YouTube here.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was some glitchy behavior there.
Let me ask you a question. Are you looking at YouTube in YouTube, or are you looking in StreamYard? Because you should be able to see everything in StreamYard.
I am looking in YouTube. Should I be in StreamYard?
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
That
right,
would
I'm
be
here.
the issue.
Here I am.
Can you see the slide now?
Yeah. I'm a geriatric millennial with boomerish technical skills. So
You're younger than me. Please don't say that. You're geriatric.
Yeah, what does that make us?
I know.
That makes you Gen X. See?
Yeah, we are Gen X, you're right.
Only the elder millennials have this negative, like geriatric millennial.
I gotcha. Anyone in the chat? Nobody knows, says Yogar Bob. Does anyone have an answer? Is Shaka Khan dead or alive? I'm saying your memory, not, don't go look it up and tell me.
Yeah,
or do you have no memory like I did? I did not know. I just assumed alive because I don't know. Oh, I gotta fix that Nightbot. My newest platform is TikTok, not Ko-Fi. No memory, says Mandela affected.
She's alive again, I think, says Angels Don't Fall.
I was just about to put that one on the screen. She's alive again, I think. She died before Prince, says Noise Guru.
Jeez.
She also didn't like that song Wire because she said it made her feel like she sounded like a chipmunk. That's what she said. I didn't hear about this preliminary. Christopher, no memory or dead or alive?
I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I'm culturally illiterate.
No, you know what? It's no problem because when Jeff asked me, I said, you know what? To be honest, I didn't realize it was a woman. I just assumed it was a group. I didn't realize that was her name. Go-Kart Bob can't think of it. All right, Jeff, let's tell him what you remember.
Yes, I remember her dying last year. And I remember thinking, now both singers of I'm Every Woman are dead. Her and Whitney Houston.
And I think I have your story on the next slide. And Splatter says, I don't know. Hi, Honest Hunter O. Biden. Yeah, we don't read his comments because I don't want YouTube to demonetize me.
All right. So Jeff remembers seeing a report of her death on the news last year, but she is alive and well, still performing on stage. Does anyone share his memory? Well, I guess a couple did, kinda.
Yeah, Noise Guru remembers it before you do.
Yeah. Glad she's still alive. I just didn't know. I did find one report as a death hoax, but the website is super buggy. And unlike other death hoaxes, this is the only one I also couldn't find any comments of people saying that they thought she had passed away. So we only have Jeff's memory on this one. This is a clear memory. I didn't see it on any of these sites that have these death hoaxes. This was in the news for me. The real, well, I shouldn't say the real news because I don't think news is real, but that part of the news is real when they report it. So yeah, on the real news in this case, that's where I saw it.
Well, I do want to point out that the bugginess of this website, it's like it's a form that they just throw different people up here because if I clicked on that magazine, it's just a fake magazine. Her picture comes out of it, and it just saves the magazine with a white screen there. I mean, no magazine would put the headline over their face like that. So I think it's just a form letter, and yeah. So.
I'm not usually affected by these type of MEs because I do not pay attention to celebrity news. Hopefully someone here shares his memory. If you aren't here live, please leave a comment below if you remember this.
Yeah. So if anyone listening to this on the replay does remember Shaka Khan dying, please share your memory in the comments. Bubbles says no memory of her dying.
This is like the third or fourth celebrity, at least, that this has happened with for me.
This is, and I just have to say, like, this is the craziest part of the Mandela effect. When people die and reappear, that's just,
yeah.
I mean, that's the wildest and hardest one for me to accept. And I'm not denying it because it's just everything seems crazy. But
yeah,
it seems to me like the ultimate principle of the universe is about people, it's about persons and the decisions we make and our free will and all that stuff. And when people's personal history get edited, I get upset. Yeah.
I agree. Well, like I said, that poll I did, the number one thing that everyone had in common of the people who answered the poll was that they all had a near-death experience. And I mean, my theory is we're on an earlier version of Earth that to take care of those Mandela effects that have to do with the Earth, the sun, things like that. But I believe we also switch timelines. And I believe a timeline could split. I believe it's possible, I should say, that a timeline could split when someone has a near-death experience, one where they don't survive and when were they due? And the only reason why, like honestly, I honestly am not affected by most of these celebrity was dead, now they're alive again. But
What about
Bobcat
Louis
Goldthwait,
Anderson though?
no,
Because that's a
a
huge
little
one
bit.
for me, even more than this.
I know, but for me, really the only one that I really like know for a fact was dead was Bobcat Goldthwait. 100%, million
That one
percent.
too. Yeah, me too. On
I
that one.
remember learning that he died of um, taking too much medication,
Yep.
and that's why he wasn't in any. He couldn't continue the police academy.
Who's that? I didn't
And
hear the name.
Bobcat. Oh, that's the thing. That's the Mandela effect too. His name. His name was for me was Bobcat Goldthwait. So Goldwaith. Now it's Gold. I can't even pronounce it. Goldthwait.
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 Yeah, I think that's a change for me too, actually.
It was It was Goldwaith for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing he died in like the early 2000s.
Oh, I learned about it earlier. It
Really?
was in the 80s, yeah.
That's
Either late 80s or early 90s,
definitely
because it
not
was.
for me because he was in a show I watched where he actually played a puppet character. It was
I
like a
remember you
Married with
telling me.
Children knockoff.
I remember you telling me, but for me, it was right after Police Academy 3, or is it 4? Citizens on Patrol, whichever one that was.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after that. And Analog Line says Louis Anderson is my biggest.
That's a huge one. I know for a fact he was not alive. That
Mandela
would
Affected says it
shock
as
the
well.
hell out of me.
Yeah, the only one that maybe gets me is Billy Graham.
That's another one. Yeah, I remember hearing he died before also.
And Super Mario Brothers is asking, didn't Bobcat set himself on fire years ago? I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Was it before or after I thought he was dead? That would be important. It would make sense if, because I don't remember this, that it happened after he was dead in my reality.
I only ever heard of Richard Pryor and Michael Jackson doing that, not Bobcat Goldthwait.
So, Sandy, I got to confess, based on what you said about your poll and everything, maybe I'm a hypocrite on this because maybe I survived my own death.
No,
you know,
that's the thing, though. That's what we all think the connection is that we died in another reality and shifted to a new one.
because I had, I told you the story the other day, but I had a pneumonia infection that got caught early. They put me on antibiotics. It escaped outside my lung into the pleural cavity where the medication couldn't reach outside the bloodstream, and so it multiplied with abandon. And when I went back for my checkup, I had a football-sized abscess. They told me my condition was worse than a burst appendix. I had sepsis, and they needed to operate immediately. And they removed a football-sized abscess, drained me out. I woke up, and so they put me under for emergency surgery. I woke up with chest tubes and tubes everywhere. But it's like I woke up out of this thing, out of a life-saving surgery. So who knows?
Oh,
Like
wow.
you go under, they tell you your life is in danger. It's like definitely a near-death situation.
Oh,
So that's when I was 20. So that's I'm 41 now. So that's way before I was aware of any Mandela anything. But that is in my past. So yeah, I might have, and when all this stuff got triggered was when I got stung by fire ants, and my fingers swelled up really bad, and I learned I was allergic, and yeah, I also spent a night in the hospital for in the past, like the year before that too. So Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us have multiple.
Maybe someone out there remembers me dying and I'm back.
Hey, you never know. Like a high school friend or somebody you haven't seen in a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be very creepy. That would creep me out. That
Yeah.
would so creep me out. I can't. I don't want to know that.
I have a
But-
few of those experiences where it could have happened, like car accidents and choking on something. My dad saved me. Maybe in another reality he didn't. Who knows?
And so
Yeah.
my wife was by my bedside. We were dating when I had that surgery, and she came to the hospital and everything. So she remembers all that when I was out, you know. But take that for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, I mean,
I came
I
close.
also had like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you actually don't know how close you came. You don't know what happened while you were on that table. You know,
Right.
like that's one of the things that, you know, I thought about. I should have asked in the hospital how it went while I was on the table, and I didn't. I didn't think about it until after I got home. And it makes me wonder too. 'Cause, I mean, I had a life-saving surgery as well.
Well, and I don't know if you remember this. I very distinctly remember having to sign the waiver where you sign your life away. Like I'm going under anesthesia, you know, you have to sign the document that says things might not go well. Did you have to sign
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah. Oh, you always have to sign it. It's to
Yeah.
protect them legally. Like you understand that.
That was very clear to me that I had signed my life away. Like, you know, here, good luck. I hope it works out.
No, you didn't sign your life away. You signed your life into their hands. What you did.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if this doesn't work out well, it's not their fault, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying their best. Exactly. But accidents happen, and that's the scary part. They're only human. Go-Kart Bob thinks he's dead now. Well, remember what I said to you before the show? Some people think we're, you know, this is heaven or this is hell or this is purgatory, you know?
This could be heaven and this could be hell, as they
No,
say now.
and it was or.
I know. I had to sing it the way because it.
That one annoys me. I know it was and.
That one and the you better watch out, you better not cry. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows when you've been bad or good. What's the part? Oh my gosh, what is the part? Someone help me.
I think that was all out of order.
Yeah, well no, I'm trying to jump to the part where he's like naughty or nice is naughty and nice now in most of the songs.
Oh no! Really? Come on.
Yeah.
Really.
I noticed that one a long time ago.
See, that's the thing. This Mandela effect, it likes to blur the line. It's like there's no good
Yeah.
and evil. It's just both and.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So with the Hotel California change, what was weird is when I found out about that one, obviously I went and checked, and I think it was on iTunes. I was checking it, and I found a version, a re-recorded version, where he sung it the way I remembered, and I haven't been able to find that version since.
Oh, 'cause it's probably gone.
And Jeff,
Probably.
you remember and?
Yeah.
Whoa, because that's the change for me. It's this could be heaven or this could be hell. Is the
No,
original?
oh no, I'm sorry. See, I'm too tired to know what the hell I'm talking about. I remember this could be heaven or this could be hell.
Right.
And it
Okay.
changed and
Yeah. So Jacobian has a video on that. His Mandela melody pack or whatever. Mandela affected melodies. He
Mhm.
covers that and he shows a whole bunch of live versions. He
I saw
shows,
that
like,
video. That was a
it's
great
probably
video.
about 6 different live versions where they sing it live as or, and only the studio version has and.
Yep.
So if you want to hear or you gotta go see a live one on YouTube.
Yeah, that was a great video he did. He explained it really well. And a
That-
lot of people that
yeah.
I know that saw that, it really made them think about the Mandela effect more and realize how real it was. Like that video, like they were already kind of awake, but that video woke them up more.
That's the one I use first to show to people, is because songs get in so deep in our soul, you know, and it's very jarring to hear a song that doesn't match, you know.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I've had
And
songs disappear completely from reality that I remember hearing when I was a kid. They no longer exist at all.
it's crazy.
Do you know what's really jarring? When you show a Mandela effect in a song and everyone in the chat is affected, and then you show it 2 or 3 years later, and now only half the people are affected and the other half remember it the way it is now.
Yeah,
That's jarring.
Oh,
the
that is
JFK
so.
car.
That's taking the update. You know what? I'm deep in the UFO field, guys, and I like to notice these parallels. So, I've heard stories about like a group of friends. There's a story about a whole group of friends. They're walking around. They go on vacation together and book like a hotel on a nice coastal beach, you know, and they're out walking on the cliffs by the ocean or whatever at night, and they see this bright light orb thing, you know, flying around, and they're all like, "Holy cow!" You know, and it even like is following them. And they all get home and they're like, "Wow, that was so crazy!" And they go to bed. The next morning, they're at breakfast, and a few people are like, "Man, isn't that just insane? What happened last night?" And the other half of them at the table are just sitting there blinking, like, "What are you talking about?" You know, nothing happened weird last night. And literally, they were all there and they were all talking about it the night before. So half of them, their memory is totally wiped by the next morning.
Oh, it's horrible. That would freak me out too.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's not real time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between experiencing something in person with people and another thing like 3 years, like 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's like overnight.
yeah, I mean, overnight makes it more extreme, but it's the same kind of
Yeah.
principle. It's like,
It
what
is.
happened? You were all with me. And then the next morning, they had a bitter fight about it. It got heated, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And they
I
couldn't
can see them
understand.
getting in a fight about it too. Because
Yeah,
that just happened, you know? It's
right.
fresh in the people's mind. That's crazy. What's Petula Clark in the chat? Jeff, you want to pull up the next one? Because I know you're tired here.
Yeah.
I still see the old one. That's why I was saying that.
Whoa.
Yeah, are you looking at Super Mario Brothers comment?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Which one?
Oh, he drops tidbits about movies and stuff in the chat throughout the shows. And some are Mandela effects. And some are crazy like that. I've never heard that. I have Mandela effects on Shirley Temple. I never saw that one.
Is she Annie?
No.
No, I'm getting confused. All right. Shut
Shirley
up.
Temple's much older.
Yeah.
Oh, Sandy, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I see this Gordon Ramsay one. When did you cover that? Hotel Hell?
Oh, well, you can cover that if you want to cover that on Brian's channel.
I want to see
There's
this. I've seen
There's
this
actually
show.
two folders. There's the food, the eggs. There's the eggs and Hotel Hell.
Let's do this Hotel Hell because I want to see this.
Okay. I don't think you want to see it, but okay. You'll see what I mean.
I remember the show. I watched it.
All right, guys. If you already saw this, don't give it away, okay? So on Brian's channel, or my channel with Brian, don't give it away. I need to ask you about something about American television. Something that is present in the Fox TV series Hotel Hell. Okay.
Oh.
The questions above. Oh, go back, go back, go back, go back,
I
go
didn't get a
back, go
visit from
back.
Bessie the
Pause,
ghost.
pause, pause, pause. Yeah, I forgot to tell you to pause. I'm sorry. Pause immediately.
I'll try. There we go.
There we go. So the question is in the video clip above. Just to be clear, I edited this video so YouTube would not demonetize my channel. Question, yes or no? Do you recall this being allowed on US television? So the answer is going to be yes or no based on this clip. Play the clip.
I didn't get a visit from Bessie the ghost, but I still had a rough night's sleep.
Wow, I feel so dusty after last night. I'm glad he's not watching, man.
This episode first aired on September 1st, 2014 on the Fox network.
I didn't
So
get a visit
yes
from
or
Bessie.
no?
The music too.
I know.
Wow, that's
Yes
wild.
or no in the chat? Do you recall that being allowed on primetime television on Fox? 8 p.m.
No. He just drops it like it's nothing. Like, here you go, America.
Enjoy.
I'm Gordon
let's
Ramsay,
see.
and you're about to see my.
Ed Hen, welcome to the Wrench Club, and Ken Raz. I said everyone who shows up tonight's getting a wrench. You're all getting wrenches. Because it's so late, you deserve it. Okay, you can go on.
Oh, by the way, Sandy, that thing I said earlier about the music, forget it. I changed my mind.
Okay, good. Wait, you said two things about the music, so I'm not sure.
Oh, about me playing it. I'm going to keep playing it
Good.
on certain shows.
Very good. There were no blur boxes on the original video. In my past, this was not allowed. Yeah, I put the blur boxes. I said I edited the video. So just to be clear, the Fox News Network supposedly aired him dropping his drawers live on TV with no blur boxes.
What?
I was wondering why you guys weren't reacting like that. I blurred it.
I didn't know you did that.
That's why there's a video question.
Wait, are
Because I
you
had
telling
to-
me they showed his junk on the air?
And it's still on YouTube. You can go look at the YouTube clip on his channel.
Yeah,
What?
I don't want to that right side frame. I don't want it without a box.
Me either.
So I did the blurring, and I also added these boxes.
Thank
In
you.
my past, you're welcome. This was not allowed on broadcast television unless it was on a
God.
cable network like Cinemax or HBO.
I don't need to see Gordon's Ramsay. No thanks.
I sent it to Sagar Mandela effects. Bleach, man. It's so funny. No warning. I'm like, I didn't have a warning either. I was just watching happy music, talking about a ghost, and boom. I'm like, wow. What is that?
Yeah, watch my pants disappear.
Yeah, there's no way that would have been allowed. That
Well,
is-
here's the thing. Ken Raz says maybe by current standards, but not back then for sure. Yeah, definitely not on September 1st, 2014. But
no.
even by YouTube standards, that shouldn't be on YouTube. And it is.
Nope.
Oh,
They took my
Kinda
videos down for cartoon characters being naked. In fact,
yeah.
took my channel away for it.
Whoa.
And now you know why I put black boxes on the nose art. It's art. It's art. I don't know. But all right, so was this allowed in your past? I don't even know how they can get away with showing this on YouTube with the way they are so strict when it comes to nudity. Let me know what you remember in the comments below. Bubbles Bubbles is screaming no. Yes, it was. That's a very old Mandela effect analog line. I also remember Ramsey with an E.
Definitely.
Oh, Ed Hen, Christopher Garvey is with us tonight on the panel. He doesn't have a picture because he came in with his video camera on.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm not smart, so I don't know how to put a nice picture there.
I'm going to let you know. Do you see the settings button? Oh, no, not the settings button. I'm sorry. If you click do you see the little boxes underneath the big box?
Yeah.
Okay, if you click on the little box, you should get a menu pop open. Edit audio avatar. Do you see that?
Aha. Okay, gotcha.
That's how you do it. We can change.
Okay.
We can change them while we're live.
I don't know if I have anything saved on my computer, but
It doesn't have to be a picture of you. It could be like I'm using my logo. You know what I'm saying?
no, it has to be me.
Okay.
Wait, maybe I guess today it's gonna be. Here we go. It's gonna be a screenshot of. No, that gives it away. Okay, just go on. I'm gonna screw around with this.
Okay. All right. This one may not be a Mandela effect, but Jeff, if you'd like to read it, you can.
Yeah. All right. This one may not be a Mandela effect, but it's Easter related. And once again, everyone had no memory of this, so I decided it's worth asking everyone. Yes or no? If you grew up with Dunkin' Donuts, do you remember them doing anything special for Easter in the 1980s? If yes, what do you remember?
Anyone? That includes the panel? I guess not.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember anything, no.
Nothing special. Okay.
I love those Time to Make the Donuts commercials back then, though. Those were pretty funny.
Preliminal says no. I know, I miss those commercials.
Me
There's
too.
something comforting about the
Yes.
consistency of the 80s commercials.
Yeah. I like watching them. It makes me feel like a kid again.
Well, Noise, you're going to be really shocked because Duncan didn't exist for Noise Guru in the 80s. Well, be prepared.
What?
Yes, so DD74 says no store for me.
Should I go on or no?
Oh, I just saw. Yeah. Go ahead. I was trying to understand what Ed Hem was saying, but then I saw the comment above. Okay.
I have no memory of egg carton donuts, egg-shaped donuts for Easter, served in an egg carton. Does anyone remember this? I can't find anything online about these with the exception of the images above. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Does anyone remember Easter egg donuts? They invented them, so, you know. And based on the prices, they were around at least for 2 years, I think, because only $1.49 a dozen for one image. The other one says only $1.99. Sheriff of YouTube, welcome, says nope. I've never heard of Winchell's. That's interesting. Mandela Effect had said, well, that would have been cool. I've never heard of them. It would have been cool. Why didn't they bring them back?
Yeah. It's definitely something I would have gotten. I never heard of it.
And it's so cool. They came in an egg carton.
And that was all you could find on it?
That is all I could find on it. Found nothing else on it.
Definite Mandela effect.
I did find some other weird stuff, which we're going to talk about. Yes, no Dunkin' Donuts in Canada. It's okay. You're probably not missing much. All right, we can go on.
I also have no memory, but I could be too young to remember, of Dunkin' Donuts doing great deals like this. Glass jars filled with donuts for under $5. The price change could be regional, or it could have been around so long that the price increased. I don't know.
So yeah, 45 munchkins inside a glass canister for $2.99.
Never heard of that.
Amazing. That's amazing. And then you have a cookie jar. Like, stop. That's great. You can't even get a cookie jar like that at Dollar Tree for $1.50. You know, like, that's great. That's amazing, amazing deals. Everyone I asked about it had never seen anything like it.
No way. Yeah.
Right, Mandela affected, and in glass, not plastic, right?
Yeah, that
Yes.
was the thing.
You're right. Only America runs on Dunkin'. You're right. Yeah, donuts that look like eggs, Super Mario. It's genius. For Easter, that's genius. We can go on. There's more. So we have, it was called the Coventry Canister. So one year it had a metal lid. And when they added a wooden lid, which honestly elevated it, in my opinion, it became the Coventry Canister for $3.99. Then they had a Christmas gift. It's a tall one filled with, they're always filled with munchkins. There was an apple for your teacher. I've never seen this before. But you can see all the different prices: $4.79, $2.99, $3.99. Years. And this is the 80s and 90s.
It looks like the 80s. There's no way you could. No, that's too cheap.
The one in the bottom right is the 90s. It's like 91. Which is, I don't know. I should have heard of these.
That's another thing I would have remembered. They had it. They also had a much bigger menu in the 1960s and 1970s. It seems strange to me that a company would cut their menu down this much unless they were struggling. Is it a new Earth Dunkin' or just info I never knew? Probably the latter, but I have no idea which it is.
So Noise Guru, 1960s and 70s Dunkin' Donuts, because they're that old. But does anybody remember them serving complete dinner specials for 99 cents?
They got pancakes?
Yes, pancakes, waffles. But the complete dinner specials
Sandwiches?
blow my mind.
America really ran on Dunkin' back then, apparently.
Yeah, featuring our beautiful restaurant, which is now like, if you can sit in the Dunkin' Donuts now, it's like a couple tables and chairs. I remember when it had booths, because we had the old style Dunkin' Donuts with that mug. That building is exactly what I grew up with.
We got any
booths inside.
We need some boomers. We got any boomers in the audience here that can, like remember this from childhood?
Noise Guru says nope, not in my world. Mandela affected is nope. Ryu says no Dunkin' Donuts here in my country in the 80s. Well, good luck. I hope everything goes well with your lady, Ed Hen. Call her your lady instead of your baby. I guess that's all that matters. Good luck. Godspeed, Ed Hen. Have a good night. Mandela Effective says they weren't more than coffee and donuts in my memory. Same. muffins. I do remember muffins and possibly a cookie or two. Like maybe sugar and chocolate chip cookies, maybe, and that's pushing it. And then they did add bagels and then sandwiches later on, but dinner specials, no.
Time to make the dinner. Time to make the pancakes.
I've never seen a commercial. Can you imagine? Time to make the dinner. No. But we're not done. There's more. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Go-Kart Bob, really quick, says, I'm a boomer. Don't remember breakfast or dinner. There you go.
And finally, toys. Do you remember Duncan selling super realistic play food for kids? So realistic that kids probably tried to eat them. They were also scented to smell like donuts. No.
So, really quickly, the image on the screen, that's how I remember play food. It was obviously play food. Okay? I do not recall kids' play food looking so real, like you would have to do a double take. And then smelling like donuts. Yeah, you know there were toddlers shoving that stuff in their mouth.
Yeah.
They had to have. So, does anyone remember like uber realistic play food for kids? And there is Burger King had it too. But I just stuck with the donuts theme.
So are you saying these are the super real ones?
Yeah, look at them.
Now on this slide.
Yes.
Okay.
These were sold in the late 80s and early 90s. I have only seen play food look fake, not look like the real deal like this from a chain store. Does anyone remember these? That does look pretty real.
That looks really real for kids' toys to me, especially ones that smell like donuts.
Hey, there's the time to make the donuts guy.
Yeah, those donut holes seem like a major choking hazard.
Yeah.
You know, if they're that real and that shape and size.
Yeah.
And smell like donuts.
Super Mario Brothers says they no longer make the donuts there. They are delivered from a truck overnight. Gotta order the donuts. That's horrible. Oh, that's horrible too. Honest Hunter O'Brien says, yeah, I choked on some of that stuff as a kid. That's a no for me, Sandy, says Ryu. Nope, wow, can't talk. Mandela affected says nope. Hi, Sagarm. We covered that. We actually covered that in 2019, telling people it's not a Mandela effect because the company was changing the name to Dunkin' and dropping donuts. I swear to you, we covered it on Brian MacFarlane.
Did they do that?
Yeah, but if it didn't happen for you and you don't remember us covering it, then it's probably a Mandela effect for you.
Wait, it was just called Dunkin'?
Yeah, it's just Dunkin' now. They dropped donuts in 2019.
What?
Yeah. The new stores. The old stores still say donuts.
Not for me, but now, of course, that's what I'll see.
Yeah, if you have an old store and it says Dunkin', that's crazy. Yeah, the logo history. Oh, you want me to check the logo? I'll check the logo history. Give me 1 minute.
I'll read the rest of this.
Yep.
Do you think these are all just obscure info I never knew? Or do you think these could be deals and products from another timeline? I just find it strange that every person I asked had no memory of any of these. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Yes, Dunkin' Donuts 2019 to 2022 went to Dunkin'. And it's still Dunkin'. They just changed the font. They made it thinner. That's what I'm saying. In 2019, we did a presentation to let people know that. Are you a British Apple TV? Or is that a Mac Mini? What is it? Or is that a hard drive? Christopher.
Hmm?
I said, are you a British Apple TV Mac
Uh,
Mini
that
or
is,
hard drive?
I'm a Union Jack birthday cake.
Birthday cake. Okay, I
It's
see it
some
now.
kind of cake. Yeah. But it's got the correct Union Jack, so it makes my heart feel good.
Oh, hold on a second. Sagarm, are you saying it's Dunkin? Because it's Dunkin, like Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin'. Dunkin'. I'm writing it so I could put it on the screen. See, Dunkin', that's the name of the store since 2019. But like I said, the old stores still say Dunkin' Donuts. So you remember Dunking with a G? I can look for it. Yes, Duncan with apostrophe for you. Sagarm, yes or no? Do you remember Dunking with a G? I want to make sure I'm getting this correctly. Because if so, I'll look for it for you. You have a 20-second lag? Who has a 20-second lag? Honest Honorable. You remember Dunkin. It is Dunkin. I'm so confused now. No, it's still Dunkin. Okay, now we're going to get the logos and residue. I have to talk. Look at the screen, guys. The 9s in 1992 are what I remember. The 9s in 1999, I do not remember. I don't know if you remember. It was 1999. That's wrong. And I'm going to show you on the next slide.
Yeah, that is wrong.
If you flip it, you got 666 with pyramids in the center.
Oh, wow.
And they're broken. That's not right. That's wrong. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Dressed in white. I've never seen the T do that. It's going backwards. I've seen it go forward to make the I. Like in Butterfinger. Like the F going forward to make the I, the dot. I've never seen a letter go backwards to make
what
the
is
I.
this? What is this from? What is that?
Dressed in white. It's actually from a Bible passage. I was talking about unicorns. I was trying to find unicorns in the Bible.
Because the whole passage seems crazy to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. And the Watson Pharma. Can we zoom? Are you able to zoom in on these? Because you're in Clicker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the WH is really reaching. Really reaching. The T going backwards on the I. And then below.
An in is italicized for some reason.
Yeah, there was a reason. I forget what the reason was, but they were doing it with a. They were it was a website about grammar and it was using passages from the Bible. I was looking for unicorns. That's all I remember.
Okay.
But Watson, it was not like this. I used to take this medication for my ovarian cysts. Lavora is how Watson Pharma used to look. It used to be separated just like that. Now it's completely merged. Like, all of it. It's horrible. And that's January 2014. Same year that Hotel Hell aired. Bad, Jeff. All right, I love these things. Okay, these are Ferrero Turones, and oh my goodness, they're an Italian nougat with like rice paper or something on it, with almonds, and there's also ones with pistachios. They're so expensive. but I love the pistachio one. But it's like a honey almond nougat, so good. Anyway, I don't remember the logo looking like this. That R? No. No. The A's are also different. One is curved and one is not.
Yep.
The FE is now merged. Is that the iron on the periodic table?
Fe is iron, yes.
Iron, okay.
Ferrous.
I'm just trying to see if there's any messages in this, that's all. And you don't have to zoom in on any of this because on the next slide I got close-ups. So here's the connectors in the smaller letters. They're all connected. A, L, N, E, A, R, N, F, A, N. And on the next one, I want someone to please try to explain to me when it gets up on the screen.
Give me a minute.
How is that an S? Anyone? How is that an S? It's like they started to make an L and then gave up. Hey, Grand Tour Richard. Welcome. And then there's also the FE connection and the AL and TY. But I don't know how that's an S. That's not an S. Remember an S in my past. Go ahead.
Almost looks like a phi.
A what?
Greek letter.
Oh. That could have a meaning to it there as well then. So this is at Wicked Confessions No E on YouTube. Those things are macarons. Like the talent of this woman. Like the macarons, little round things with the stuff in the middle. She made them. She made Jessica Rabbit macarons. That's insane. But check out the red dress. Do we all see the red dress? That's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Go on. Now she's literally showing the
Wait.
cartoon in the top right corner, and we can all see that it's pink, but she's making the dress red, like I remember. Can we zoom in on the bottom right-hand corner to show the close-up of the cartoon for those that missed this one? You got to do it above it. There you go. So the dress is actually pink now. It's not red at all. It's absolutely pink. This is an old Mandela effect that I covered a while ago, Christopher.
It's a new one to me.
And then more British residue. Doc Martens is dual residue, so it's Doc, D-O-C. And then we were talking about this flag last week.
God bless the Union Jack. It's so good to see it the way it should be.
Yes. But I want you to zoom in on the flag that says residue. Please, Jeff. No,
On the
one
left.
on the left. It
Top
says residue in green. Yep, that one. That stripe is current reality. It's off. It's not centered. It's off center. The other ones are centered. And I found other flags like that with just one corner being off center, which is really, really weird. So I want everyone to keep an eye out for the Union Jack with one corner off centered.
Oh, okay. I actually have a mug that I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
I got pranked by the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, let me see if I can find this. So I was in search of the old reality, and I found some American flag website, and they had a coffee mug for the Union Jack, and it only showed one side, and it was the old symmetrical fat red X. So I ordered that because I wanted a piece of my old reality, and when it shipped, 3 out of 4 corners are the fat symmetrical X, and one corner is skinny and off center.
Yeah, you're gonna send
And
me a picture of that.
yeah, it's crazy. It's super wild.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm finding multiple flags like that. So again, you need to send that to me, please. And if anyone else sees any like that, please send them my way because I don't know
Yeah.
why that's happening. But we should point it out. That's a pattern. It's happening as a pattern.
Okay. Can you
Oh wait,
do a
you have.
little? I got it on my phone. I can text it to you.
Okay.
Uh,
Or you could just put it in Messenger. Do you have Messenger on your phone?
right. And can we do a quick little video? Because I have like a 6-second video that where I rotate the mug and you can see it.
Yeah, it's fine. Just put it
Okay.
in Messenger, and that way we can share it from Messenger. Put it in the
Fa-
group chat with the three of us. That way Jeff can see it.
Are you talking about the fate? Oh shoot.
Whichever, the photo, the video, both, doesn't matter.
Okay. I can.
Whatever you want to put there, you can see. All right, and this is Credit You. You want to tell them really quick?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking for the other thing. Yeah, the position of South America is actually attested by officially minted U.S. silver dollar coins. So this is the Eisenhower silver dollar from the 70s. They released this, I think it's like 3 or 4 different years. It's like 1971, 72, 73, 74, and then maybe like 79 or something like that. And there's also the there's another version with what's her name? There's a lady, Susan B. Anthony dollar, and she's like the late 70s and early 90s. It's like 79, 80, 81, and they all have an impression of North and South America. And you look at the position of South America, it's the way I remember it. So I have a anchor memory. This is one of my few Mandela effect anchor memories. When I was a kid, I rode the early bus to school because I lived across the river. I was far away, so they'd pick me up first and drop me at, and I'd have to sit there and wait for all of my classmates to arrive and school to start. So I'd play around with stuff in the classroom, and the globe always attracted my attention. We had one of those globes that has the bumps, the raised surface for mountain ranges. And I just remember I used to love to run my finger down the west coast of America, down the, like the Cascades. And there was this whole ridge you could follow down the west coast of America. And then it was kind of like a gentle spinal curve, and you'd hit the Andes Mountains of South America. It was like Rockies, Andes, And I remember this phrase that got thrown around. We called it the spine of the Americas. And it was a real gentle.
Wait. Let's ask the chat. Does anyone remember the term spine of the Americas?
Yeah, and specifically of the Americas, because it like connected the continents. It was this kind of sweeping mountain range, and I kind of feel like we were taught that was because this was a fault line or whatever, like where different plates came together, and so they thrust up these mountains, and you could see that going from North to South America in a fairly it wasn't exactly a straight line, but it was sort of like a gentle sweep, spinal curve. And, now you look at South America and it's east of Florida. And to do that little exercise with my finger running down a globe, I'd have to do this massive rightward lurch that just would not be, it wouldn't feel continuous, it just wouldn't feel continuous at all. And here it is on officially minted U.S. currency. I mean, how much more official can you get than the government printed it into legal tender,
Yeah.
And they did it. It's not like, ooh, we made a mistake, once or they just had to cram it in. They did this 3 or 4 different years, and then they did it 3 or 4 different years on a totally different coin that they started from scratch. And what's really wild, this comes from a video. This is a YouTube video where they show you all these different coins year by year. And what's crazy is the Susan B. Anthony had its run in the 70s and early 80s, and then they did a reprint in 1999. And all of a sudden in 1999, South America jumps way east to its current position east of Florida. And what that says to me is it shows that they can put South America east if they want to. It's not like they had to cram it in. So for some reason, the old coins reflect the old reality. And in 1999, there's a major shift on the currency itself. And I just think that's amazing because how much more official can you get than you can buy stuff with a picture of South America where it used to be, you know?
Yeah. And it is interesting, like, we see this with logos as well, like for companies, where like the logo will be all merged, all messed up, following all the Mandela effect patterns in the logo. And then the company fixes it later on. Like they'll update their logo, unmerge all the letters, make them nice and clear again. And that's kind of what they did with the coin. They fixed it. They made it current reality. Someone probably looked at it and said, "Why is it drawn like that? Let's do it more accurately in this reality."
It's kind of crazy to me too, because I'm pretty sure, I don't think the change happened in 1999 as far as my reality goes. When did South America lurch way far east? I think it was way later than 1999 that the map actually changed, So it's kind of weird to see that's when the coin takes the change, Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has opinions on when this might have happened. I know we talk about things shifting at different times for different people, but
I do know that Grand Tour Richard, it's on the screen, says Panama was the middle of the spine. That's why they built the canal there, because it was the skinniest part of the spine. So he is apparently remembering the spine as well. Ken Razor DD74 says American Straits when I was in school. So at least they do have a memory of this, where I had never heard the term.
Yeah, Spine of the Americas, that was a thing. I think Moneybags might talk about that. He's got a video where he shows a standardized test. It's like a vocabulary test or something. So it's an actual school exercise, and it shows this exact relation of North and South America. And it also, you can just barely see Europe, and you can see that the Straits of Gibraltar there's a bigger gap between Spain and Africa.
Yes.
And it's an official, standardized test.
That's awesome, Pushing Buttons. Pushing Buttons says, "Wow, you guys are still on. Awesome. Sorry, I was at Brian's show. He showed the pics I made for him. I'm glad he showed them. That's great. And I'm glad you made it. We're still going."
Is that Stavely?
No. Yeah, he was at Brian's stable, yes. Oh, you have another thing to show. You need to explain this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you my coffee mug picture. I'm gonna look for that while you guys are going.
Well, this is yours.
Oh shoot!
This is the one you sent tonight.
Yeah, dipping out on this. Okay, because this does require explanation. All right. So, this is the most mind-blowing change of all, if you ask me. Good Lord. So the solar system is no longer located in the Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way. I wasn't sure where we were. I didn't know that, but I hear that from a lot of other people, and I believe that. And we're now in the Orion arm. Well, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm fairly deep in the UFO scene, and I found this tonight. I was reading through a PDF. This is kind of like this is a letter that John W. Warner IV wrote to a physicist and his forum. John W. Warner IV is the son of John Warner, who was a U.S. senator, a very powerful senator who was on, the some of the armed forces committees and stuff like that. He was one of the senators that had access to the secret black programs that are going on. He was one of the Gang of Eight or whatever. So John Warner IV has all these, secrets that he knows from his upbringing. He's also grandson of Paul Mellon. If you've followed UFO disclosure at all, you might have heard of Chris Mellon. They're cousins. Anyway, this dude knows a lot of stuff, and he's writing this whole letter to set straight the record that, guess what? We've got secret programs. We've got, UFO technology, crash retrievals, and all this reverse engineered stuff. And yet here in this paragraph, he's saying, the other beings in our part of the galaxy kind of know we have a bad reputation. We've got nuclear weapons and we're not responsible. So it's just crazy to see here, where does this guy think we exist in the galaxy? And it's the Sagittarius arm. So this is a guy that's in super deep on like the blackest of black of what's going on in secret government, UFO operations. And he didn't get the message that we're not in the Sagittarius arm anymore. So
That is
I'm
awesome residue.
I'm following him on Twitter, and I just sent him a private message tonight where I highlighted this, and I was like, hey man, I've mentioned the Mandela effect to you before. I just wanted to point out I think you got by this one. Like, have you checked recently where we are? Because we're in the Orion arm now, and I'm really interested to see what he says. So
if he responds, you have to let us know. If he
I'll
responds
update you.
favorably.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And I do want to say hi to Jehovah's daughter Barbara, who just showed up. Welcome. She came in right after pushing buttons. But yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, if you get an update, please share. Please share that.
Because he's aware of, like we have reverse engineered technology and stuff, but he so I'm really curious to see what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, even Neil deGrasse Tyson made that mistake, says Dunno. Welcome, Dunno.
Did he really? Did Neil deGrasse Tyson say Sagittarius arm?
It is deGrasse, right?
Yeah.
Not Degrassi?
No, deGrasse. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The I is silent?
Degrassi was a TV show.
It's supposed to be an E at the end.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. That's why I stuttered. I'm like, wait, there's an I?
I need to see the clip where he makes that mistake. I think you were telling me Carl Sagan said that, right?
Carl Sagan also made that mistake.
I really want to see. I haven't seen the residue on this stuff, so I'd really like to see that sometime. The like Carl Sagan and like Neil deGrasse Tyson is the most like trumped up astrophysicist of our time, and it would. For him to make a mistake like that would be shameful.
And Carl Sagan was in the 80s, so
exactly. He's the exact parallel in the modern time.
Yeah. Dono, you don't have to apologize. I was just like, wait a minute, is that right? Did it change? That's all. You don't have to apologize. It's all good. Oh my goodness. All right, Jeff, what's next up? I'm saving the best for last, guys. And the best comes from Imaginationary Man tonight.
Well, let's see about that. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. I can probably do one more.
Okay, wait a minute. Did you send the video and this photo or whatever you were sending, Christopher?
I'm getting it right now because I had to talk about the last two slides, so I can look.
Okay, Jeff. You're gonna do one more, but can you also show his things? Because I don't know. That's harder to do.
The one more I wanted to do was the one from Imagination.
Oh, I want to say that for last.
I got to see that one.
All right, I'll do Wonder Woman last.
I've got the link. Let me put it in. Where did I put it? In our StreamYard?
No. Put it in Messenger in our group, the three of us. Here, I'll write a message over here.
In Facebook?
Facebook Messenger, yeah.
Okay.
Here. I'm writing here. So you know where to drop it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jeff, we can do that one last. I'll do Wonder Woman last instead.
Okay, thanks.
I just sent it.
Got it.
So for those of you just joining us, Sagittarius Arm says, great residue proves I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. We're not crazy. For those of you just joining us, both Christopher and I have noticed a pattern separately, which is strange. We both noticed this pattern where the Union Jack, the British flag, only like 3 corners of the flag will be residue, and then 1 corner is current reality. I have to cough, excuse me. So it's not all the time, obviously. Obviously, Christopher is using one where it's all even. But if you can, please keep your eyes out for any that have 1 corner that is current reality, and the rest appear to be residue.
And I've got a follow-up about that.
Yeah, and we're about to show it. It's going up on the screen right now. All right, is this the video or a photo?
It's a video. It's. I'm just gonna rotate the mug so you can see all sides. I ordered. So.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I ordered it.
Go ahead.
Whoa.
When I ordered it, they were only showing it from a side profile. So what I saw is that left side where it's all thick and even. And when it's shipped and I got it, it had that top bizarre unmatching corner. I was like, what the heck? I got pranked by the ME.
That is crazy. So guys, and it's the same corner as the flag that I showed. So if you can, please keep your eyes peeled for this type of flag. If you see it, please send it my way.
Okay, so I have a follow-up on this because this might actually have a mundane explanation. And because I think it's important to be honest, and I ordered that mug and my mind was blown, and I felt like this was a personal Mandela effect, like when I felt like I got pranked because it only showed me the left half when I ordered it. And when I received the item, it's got 1/4 new reality, 3/4 old reality. It's just nobody has ever seen this monstrosity.
Right.
This is a chimera. So that sat with me for a while, and I just thought I got singled out to be thwarted or something because I'm in a quest to acquire the old Union. I just want something to put my hands on that has reality as I remember it. It's really hard to find. So that sat with me for like a month or two where I thought I got personally pranked. And then I kind of picked up the hunt again to find an old reality Union Jack. And I went on Etsy, I think, because that's where a lot of weird stuff lives, right? Have you guys hunted residue on Etsy?
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah, because it's a lot of, like hand-created trinkets and stuff. And I saw the same exact pattern on Etsy. I saw like wall tin mounts of this flag exactly like this, and just actual flags that had that pattern. And I started to wonder, like, is this some kind of special political meaning? Did they do that on purpose? Kind of like how there's the like support the blue American flag or whatever. I was like, is there some kind of political meaning? I don't know. So I actually messaged the seller that carried a couple of these things. And I was like, what's up with this? Why is one corner different from the rest? Is that a special political meaning or something? And they wrote back and they're like, oh no, we hadn't noticed that. That is weird. We'll look into it, and and then they got back to me in a second message and they said, yeah, so actually we found out that the image was taken from Wikipedia, and it's the way that what's the word? There's a technical word they used. It's like the way it's rendered. That's not the right word. What is the vectored? Vectored. The way the image.
It's a vector. It's the way all vectored is the way it's drawn.
So they said, having pulled it from Wikipedia and applied some certain program, it vectored it. So they're saying it took the Wikipedia modern thin asymmetrical X, and somehow, because the software, the way it vectored it, comes out like this, and it was a vector error, and they thanked me for pointing it out and said they would fix it.
A vector error.
Yeah.
All right, so they're using a program that takes images that are like a photo and turns them into line drawings. That's what they're trying to say.
So I don't know
if they could manipulate the image. They could put it around a mug. They could change the colors, that sort of thing. Because now it's a line drawing instead of like a JPEG. And so the AI is merging the two flags, basically.
Yeah, so I didn't know if that was a BS answer. I'm not technically proficient in, applying and manipulating images, but the Wikipedia image is the modern thin asymmetrical X, and it's sort of like it doubled it up on 3 out of 4 quadrants and then didn't apply it to the top right. And I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe I really did get pranked,
No, you didn't. That's what I'm trying to say, coming from a graphics perspective. They used artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence learns from the information it's given. And it can see the old reality and residue, so it's part of that knowledge.
Oh, so you're saying AI developed this image and got a little bit of both.
Correct. But that doesn't explain how that old flag I showed had the same issue going on. It wasn't as dramatic as this one, but it's still off-center and thinner than the other corners.
Well, the old flag you showed, if it's possible that we can go back to that, I actually that flag is significant because the one you showed is actually a historical relic from the Battle of Trafalgar, which is one of the most important naval battles in British history, and it's probably the only surviving physical Union Jack that still resembles the old reality. And I speculate that the reason it survives is because it's some kind of hand-created version. It's one of the very earliest Union Jacks, and I think they did it by hand, and I think it maybe avoided the update because it's a little bit off. That's my speculation.
Possibly. I mean, I also noticed that there's lines in it, like the bars were, I don't know if that's the way it was made. I don't know, but I would pull it up, except Jeff has to go, and we can pull it up after he goes, is what I'm trying to say.
Actually, you can save that other one for last because I'm about to crash. Sorry.
You're not going to make it?
No.
All right. It's no problem. I understand. I do appreciate you being here as long as you could, Jeff.
I'm glad I could.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you again, Christopher.
I will say, we can always do that one again if you want. It's not a long one, so I can always do it next week too.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll just start from there next week. That's all.
Okay.
Happy Easter and happy April Fool's Day.
Happy Easter and April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, Jeff.
Been
Good night.
really fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
So now you are up, Christopher. You're going to have to log into Flickr again.
Oh, okay. We're still going?
We're still going, yeah.
All right.
If you want to go back to that logos and residue folder, instead of starting with the first image, you're going to scroll down until you see the flag and click on that one.
I had that window closed, so let me get back into things here.
And it should automatically log you in when you open up Flickr. And then you're going to look for albums again.
Albums. Right. Okay. Which one am I going to here?
Logos and residue, if you want to open up the flag again and talk about the flag.
Logos and res.
The April 1st, 24.
Right. I can skip to the flag slide. And then, let's see, present.
Before you do, did you hit the arrows in the top corner?
Yeah.
Full screen? Okay, good. But yeah, when you present, I'll add it to the screen. Noise Guru, my issue right now isn't coffee. I have no money and I have 2 cigarettes left. That's the issue. That is the issue. Here we are ready. Here we go.
Okay.
Now, you should be able to move your cursor on top of the flag.
Whoops. What did I just do?
Okay. You're good. Now, move your cursor on top of the flag and turn to the magnifying glass. You can click it to zoom in.
There we go.
There you go. Now, okay, so if you're having trouble seeing current reality, which I was having trouble doing, it's the white, I think it's the white, I don't know what it is, but the white bar, the V of the white part on the inside is where you see that it's different. It's the red line is thinner and it's more over to the right, but the white line is wrong too, and that's why it looks so off on that one. On Christopher's mug, it's much clearer because it is literally the super thin red line that you see now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you see like the red bar has lines in it, the middle red bar?
Right.
Like, I don't know if that's where they stitched it.
Yeah, Sandy, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think this flag survives, because it's kind of a crude mock-up of the real thing. And so it dodged the edit, the update. That's my speculation, because this thing flew at a major naval battle, and you can tell it's handmade, and it's kind of crude. And by the way, this thing sold at auction recently for, in the last decade or so, for just a huge amount of money. And this is one of the only physical Union Jacks you can touch and see that still basically represents the old reality. I mean, this is more the old than the new, right? Even though the bottom right there is a little off. This is more or less the Union Jack as I remember it, just kind of like crude, Yeah. And I think that's amazing, because this thing was actually there getting shot at on a boat. So this is one of the rare examples of residue that's an actual physical item, original, and not like on The Simpsons or whatever, someone else, you know?
Exactly.
So I think this thing is fascinating.
Yeah, and I just want to point out the arrow that's there is not my arrow. The yellow circle, not my circle. The article that I found talking about the sale of this flag for $700,000 pointed out that that corner is different from the other corners. So not for Mandela reasons, just that it's off. That corner is off. They were pointing that out, which I thought was interesting.
The Battle of Trafalgar was a naval engagement that took place on 21st October 1805 between the British Royal Navy and the combined fleets of the French and Spanish navies during the Napoleonic Wars. So there you go. It's super old.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Super Mario Brothers. That is so nice. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here. Because normally Super Mario Brothers says that I'm always devoted doing the shows. No matter how late or early, she is a blessing to this community. She deserves so much more credit for what she does. That's so nice. Except Super Mario, except for what he does. Misgendered me. Kidding.
Okay, so I just found some relevant information. I think this just adds to the history on this Union Jack. The flag we're looking at, I just said, came from the Battle of Trafalgar in 1803. The current design, so this design that we're looking at of the Union flag, dates from a royal proclamation following the Union of Great Britain and Ireland in 1801. So in other words, this is the first time this flag happened was 1801, and the version we're looking at is 1803. So it's a very, very early prototype. Basically a prototype, and I think that's why it survives, because it kind of evolved to a little bit more of a streamlined form. Yeah,
but I do believe, because like you said, it being hand stitched and everything, it may have survived.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is one. I think this is almost like a homebrew version.
The other alternative is that it's always been the current way, but they remember it, the prototype being with the thicker stripes. So they created this from their memory, from what they saw, but it was different from what it is now, or what it was then. Am I making sense?
I'm not sure, because this is the historical artifact. This thing actually goes back to 1803. This is the real historical relic.
Oh, I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the 1801 flag, because it has the thin or the thick stripes.
Well, if you look at it now, who knows? But
what I'm saying is, if the 1801 has the thin stripes, right? The person who stitched this and made this flag,
right,
based on their memory of the 1801 flag,
right.
In their reality, when they saw the 1801 flag, it had the thick stripes. Do you understand? So they created it from their memory.
Yeah, and I think it totally did have that at that time, and had it that way all the way until 6 or 10 years ago. You know?
I see what's that.
Yeah. And the point is, this whole the Union Jack itself just didn't exist before 1801. It's not like what version existed. It's like it didn't exist because Northern Ireland wasn't a part of Great Britain or whatever. So that red X the X in the middle is the Irish contribution. The red cross is the English flag of St. George, and then the blue part with the white X is Scotland. If you just look at the Scottish flag, it's blue with a white X. That's the cross of St. Andrew. So the red X comes in with Northern Ireland, and that happened in 1801. So that's when all three elements got layered on top of each other. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Grand Tour Richard. So nice. For my coffee. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. That's awesome. Oh, you don't know where to go from here, do you? I didn't tell you. I'm not sure. You didn't even have to donate that. Thank you. Really, I appreciate it, Richard. Really. Thank you so much. Christopher.
Hmm?
Oh, do you know what folder we're going to next?
Oh, no, there's more?
Oh, there's more.
Okay.
So you're going to stop sharing. I'm going to remove you from the stage. And you're going to go back to albums.
Okay.
And the last one we covered was Duncan, right?
Okay.
Duncan? What's above Duncan?
Add Easter logos and res. Then we got Easter eclipses.
That's where we're at. We're going to eclipses.
Eclipses, okay.
Mm-hmm. Where is that? That should still be on the screen. I'm sorry. That's supposed to be on the screen. What happened?
I'm sharing with you now.
Not yet. Now you are. There we go. Okay. Now I have to remove it from the screen because it's blocking the words. Okay. Do you want to read one?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Okay. On April 8th, 2024, a good portion of the USA will see a total solar eclipse, or at least some degree of an eclipse. And of course, there are some shifty things surrounding this eclipse and eclipses in general.
Is the bottom being cut off? That's weird. I can't see the bottom.
Wait a minute. Did I not full size it?
No, you did. There it goes. I couldn't see the bottom purple line. I didn't know if words were being cut off. You're good.
Okay. You
back.
see the next slide?
Yeah, but go back. You skipped one.
I did?
Yep. Oh, no, you didn't. You're right. I'm sorry. That
Okay.
was me. Sorry about that.
1, 2, 3. Question 1. Which direction does an eclipse move across the moon or sun? What do you remember?
So you can choose more than one if you remember more than one. 1, 2, 3, or a combination of what you see. What do you remember, Christopher?
Is this like left to right, diagonal, or top to bottom?
Correct. Yes. Left to right is number 1. Diagonal in any direction is 2. And 3 is top to bottom or bottom to top.
Ooh, I'm not sure. I went to Charleston to view the last one in the Path of Totality, and it turned out to be a cloudy day there. So,
that's horrible. I'm sorry.
But if I had to guess, I think I would go with 2.
All right, you would go with 2. Yellow Sun is a 1. Welcome, Yellow Sun. Splatter 420 is a 1. Pushing Buttons is a 1. Grand Tour Richard is a 1. Ed Hen is a 1. Ryogamine is a 1. Preliminal is a 1. Dunno is a 1. Ken Raz. 1 and 2, I've seen both. Clips, not real life. Noise Guru is a 2.
And I'm just guessing, really, so I wouldn't put weight on what I'm saying.
All right, well,
Shall we move
I
on?
think the ones have it, but go on.
Yeah, clearly 1 is the popular consensus.
Go-Kart Bob's a 1.
All right, I'm probably totally wrong on this, but I only remember eclipses moving west to east or east to west, making a crescent shape. I also remember seeing lunar eclipses moving the same way, but this is not the case. It can be east to west, but depending on the trajectory, it can also be north-south or anything between.
So the
Is
answer
that
is
your
1,
memory?
2, and 3.
And is that for solar
It's for
eclipse
any
only?
eclipse.
Or
Any. Lunar or solar. Any
They can-
eclipse can move in all directions. 1, 2, or 3 now.
okay.
Oh my gosh, Everjosh, welcome and thank you. Thank you so much. It does suck. I agree. But I'd have to leave you guys. I'm not doing it. Can we still read? Like, if I cover that up, no, you can't see the bottom line. I'll move it when you get to the bottom line. It's so
You ready
nice,
to move on?
Everjosh. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Just like I remember the phases of the moon, the crescent being on the side. But in this reality, the crescent looks more like the Cheshire Cat smile. I do not remember eclipses making the Cheshire Cat smile. Do you? Now that looks weird to me.
You guys remember this?
I feel like side to side or a diagonal I'm okay with, but total vertical feels weird.
There we go. I like that. We can leave it up and I can see the words on the screen. So that would be top to bottom that you're looking at there. So Dunno says nope. So this looks wrong to you as well, Christopher, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it looks like bull horns. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm not a astronomer, but it looks strange.
Grand Toward Richard says, that's insane. No, never remember that. Looks like a happy face meal without the box. Let's go with Daughter Barbara. Side only says preliminal. I totally agree, Sagarm. 100%.
Okay.
All right, you can go on.
And because I have no memory of these Cheshire Cat smile eclipses, I have a couple other questions to ask you.
Thanos says, never saw a smiley in the air. Neither.
That one's cool.
It is cool.
What? Question 2. Yes or no? In your past, did the moon rise out of the ocean like this? Absolutely huge, like the sun. You're
So
telling
yes
me
or
that's
no?
not the sun?
No, that is the sun. That is the sun.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking if you remember the moon rising up out of the ocean like the sun, like as big as the sun. Like when the moon rises, does it rise as big as the sun in the ocean?
There's some times where it's weirdly big when it, I don't know, some kind of atmospheric thing. There's some big moons now and then. But if it's going to be all multicolored stuff, I'm going to freak out.
No, calm down.
Okay.
Go-Kart Bob says yes. I'm just joking. Noise Guru, yes. What am I joking about, though? I'm joking about it all. They say yes. Okay, we'll see. Let's go on and see what they think when they say it.
I grew up spending.
Edhen is not sure. I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay. I grew up spending a good portion of my summers at the shore, looking out at ocean. How did I miss a giant moon rising from the ocean?
I don't remember the moon being this big rising out of the ocean. Do you guys remember it this big? See, for me, you didn't see the moon really until it was higher up in the air. I don't remember it rising out of the ocean. I don't remember seeing it rise. It was more so that it was rising when it was still light out and you couldn't see it. And then it was already up in the sky at night. That was my reality. I don't remember this.
I would. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just saying, I don't remember it rising when it was already dark out like this.
I would say bottom left and top right look pretty okay. Top left looks insane. And bottom right is like a freaky. That I do see big red moon now and then. Bad moon rising, right?
Right, but I don't remember it rising from there. But go on, I'll show you. There's more. There's more.
Okay, next slide. What?
Look at the distortion.
And the distortion from the water, I have never seen this before either, have you? I have not seen that.
Like, look how big that is. I'm sorry. That was not my past. It was not.
What's
I've
that
never
weird
seen anything like that?
dragon-shaped thing in the top, too? What
That's
is
a cloud.
that?
That's a cloud.
Oh, that's a cloud. Okay. It's got a bite out of it. You've probably covered this, but hasn't it also hasn't it rotated in terms of the dark spots and stuff?
I don't know.
This came up. I don't know where I saw this, but someone pointed out that the moon had basically tilted something like 90 to 180 degrees on an axis. So the shadow patterns on the moon are totally on a different axis than they were before.
Interesting.
That might be worth looking into.
Yeah. At least Grand Tour Richard says never. And look at these pictures, guys. Look at the distortion. It looks like there's another moon underneath it.
It's like a lava lamp. It's like bubbling out of...
I think Jehovah's Daughter may agree. Moon is up at 3 o'clock, then rises a couple hours later at 10 o'clock. Makes no sense to me. Same. I'm telling you guys, for me, the moon wasn't that close to the horizon when it was this dark. If that's a better way of putting it.
So you're saying it's weird to see the moon rise from the horizon in the dark?
Correct. You wouldn't see the moon because it's daylight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I definitely... I've seen plenty of moon rises in the dark. I feel like the moon moves. Its moonrise shifts wildly. So moonrise is like sometimes it's day, sometimes it's night. I feel like it's all over the place. And J.R.R. Tolkien in his myths has the moon as this a spirit that's very unreliable, who like straggles. It's kind of funny. Like he doesn't follow the path. The sun's reliable and the moon is not. Is like a Tolkien thing.
I got it, but the moon isn't the issue so much. It's part of the question. That's why I needed to get this part out of the way. There's another question.
Okay, let's see. Question 3, yes or no? In your past, could you see an eclipse at sunrise or sunset?
So, when the moon was like that, could you see an eclipse? Yes or no? In the chat. And Christopher, feel free to answer.
That's definitely, I've never heard of that.
Okay, so it's a no for Jehovah's Daughter, and I guess it is for you too as well, Christopher.
I don't know that it's impossible, but it seems like it always happens when it's high up in the sky.
Yes, like every time I've seen someone looking at an eclipse, they're looking up. Every time. Yellow sun is a no. I don't think so, Suspicion Buttons.
Never heard of it. Definitely never heard of it.
Oh, wait, yellow sun? You are missing a wrench. I need to fix that. And done. Okay.
It's gonna
No,
be.
always at midday or so. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. Sorry. What were you saying? Sorry.
I'm like, it's gonna be really cool to see. I think. You know,
Mhm.
I can't wait to see the next picture.
Yep, that is a ring of fire. Don't worry, and that's not it. Go Kurt Bob says, I don't know, I'm joking.
Are we
No.
ready? Are we ready to
Yes.
move? Okay.
We're ready.
Okay. For me, eclipses are rare. So again, I could be absolutely wrong in this, but I have no memory of sunrise and sunset eclipses. The reason I'm asking you all these questions is because of a phenomenon I've never heard. Oh, excuse me. I've never seen before, but there are pictures of this all over the internet, and I'm
It's
stoked for
funny.
this.
Yes, it's funny that you said full horn. So go on.
What?
Not that.
Okay.
Not that. I don't know what that is. That's just an image that was on a news site, and I thought it was
Okay.
cool.
Yes or no? Have you ever heard of the devil horns eclipse? Everything's the devil horns now.
It is. So yes or no in the chat. Have you ever heard of the devil horns eclipse?
No. The devil horn eclipse.
Grand
Okay.
Tour Richard is a no. Go ahead.
I'm new to the community, so can I just ask, does the Honda logo seem weird to anyone else?
You
Like,
mean Toyota?
No, I'm talking about Honda. The H looks like devil horns to me, and I remember the bar being more centered in the middle, and the top of the H not being all spread out so far. I remember it being more of a normal H. Does anyone else share that? I feel the Honda looks weird to me.
I'd have to look at it. I used to have a Honda. I haven't had a car since January of last year. I just want to say really quickly because the chat's going fast. It's like 100% no's going
Okay.
down the line.
All right, no devil
never.
horn eclipse.
No.
Yeah, no.
I
Whoa!
remember it
What?
Yeah, I can't.
Super
I can't
evil.
with this one, guys.
Oh, come on. That's evil. I have no memory of the devil horn eclipse. Wow. This eclipse can happen when anything is on the horizon, like clouds, a mountain, or a large body of water. What? This would not be possible if an eclipse were only a sideways crescent. This only works with Cheshire cat eclipses.
Which were not part of my reality.
That's wild.
Yeah, we'll wait till you see the next slide. More
Okay.
pictures. So, look at the top one on the left. It's the opposite. End times, guys. Grand Tour Richard says, yep. I'm bizarre is all I can say. WTF for Dunno.
These all seem possible, you know, when you're not in the line of perfect totality or whatever. But
But they weren't for me because the crescent
I've
was
never
always
seen
on the
that.
side.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Never heard of that. And it just seems to me like so many things are morphing to devil horns. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. Push button says we're all mad here. Dunno says you will see the signs in the sky. Last gas.
That's wild.
Short season. It depends on what parallel you're on. Interesting. That is interesting.
Yep. Well, that is true. Check out the Honda logo, guys. Has anyone got my back on the Honda? All right.
Wait. Can you go back for 1 second? I need to point something out.
Okay.
The image on the top left of the airplane, remember that, because that's going to be the same eclipse taken by the same person as one that's coming in the next few slides. Just remember the airplane one with the horns coming down over the airplane. Same eclipse. Just remember that. Go on.
Okay. But hello?
I'm here. I have to mute the cough.
But the strangest devil horns were created by an eclipse at sunset in the ocean. I never thought this was possible. Is it just me, or is this new for you too?
So, Sag Arm says Honda logo, normal H. The H is upside down now. Looks like a football field goalpost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dunno isn't wrenched. Thank you. I'll fix that right now. Thank you very much. Dunno is now wrenched. Sorry.
Oh.
Anytime I have to cough, I mute.
It just freaks me out because it goes quiet. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, you can't really like say, I'm gonna cough.
Okay.
Sometimes I can, and sometimes I don't have a chance to.
Are you ready to progress?
I'm ready. I don't know if you guys are.
What the heck? It's pink and what? What?
So the top two images were taken by the same person who took the airplane one.
Whoops.
It
So
came
there's
down
the
from the top.
airplane.
It came
Top left.
So the moon went up from the bottom, and by the time it was moving away from the sun was setting. It's the same eclipse taken by
wow.
the same person. And I swear, the one on the left looks like a woman in a bathing suit top or a bra. That's what I see. Because I don't know if it's because it's like angled or something. It's also because if you can zoom in on that top left one, there's a reason. It does that distortion thing at the bottom. That's why I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was talking about the distortion. Right. I was talking about the sunsets. This is why. I have no memory of this stuff. Josh doesn't have a wrench? Where are you? Where's Josh? Oh, I'm fixing that right now. I'm glad you guys are helping me out here. I appreciate it.
That's crazy that that's the same thing.
That's fixed too. Josh's wrench.
I guess it's lower in the sky. So this is earlier when it's with the plane.
The sun was going down and the moon was going up. You understand?
Oh, okay. The moon was going up.
They crossed one another.
Right. So
it was in the sky when the moon was going up, and by the time the moon cleared the sun was going down in the water and turning red and spreading out through the distortion and looking like devil's horns, which was impossible in my past because it only moved left to right, not up to down like that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but that looks funny. Last question. How many eclipse types do you know?
Stay here.
I don't.
That's an answer.
I do not know eclipse types. We've got total. The moon completely blocks off the sun's rays. Annular. The moon covers the sun fully, but due to its relatively small size, the outer ring, I'm going to say, is...
Oh, it's cut off. The outer ring of the sun is visible.
Unequal or something?
No, just visible. The outer ring is visible.
Partial. The moon covers part of the sun, and you get like a chunk bitten out of it.
Yeah.
Hybrid. What's a hybrid? A rare form.
That's the problem. That you should read the bottom first. That's the problem.
Okay, sorry. Until now, I would have said 3: partial, annular, and total. But I've never heard of annular. There is a 4th that is a super rare hybrid eclipse. Have you ever heard of this? Hybrid.
Don't try to read it there. It took me so long to figure out what a hybrid is. Go with my words. Because that's so confusing, trust me.
Next slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, really quick. Anyone in the chat Have you ever heard of a hybrid eclipse? Yes or no? So go on.
Okay. A hybrid eclipse starts and ends as an annular, usually partial solar eclipse, but in the middle of the path, it switches to a total solar eclipse. The last time this happened was in Australia and Indonesia in April 2023. The next one will be in the Americas in 2031.
So let me explain. The one that happened in Australia was only on a sliver of the western coast of Australia. So anyone else in Australia, New Zealand, you wouldn't have seen it. I need to cough. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. So here's what happens. When the eclipse starts, it starts out as a partial eclipse or an annular. And what they mean by annular is the moon is not the same size as the sun, so it makes the ring of fire. A total solar eclipse, the moon looks to be the same size as the sun, and you get the diamond ring effect. So the annular is when it's fully covered, but you still get that ring of fire around the outside. The partial, we all know what a partial eclipse is. So when the eclipse starts on Earth, it's either an annular where you get that ring of fire, or it's a partial eclipse. But sometimes, within seconds, it switches to a total eclipse. And then when it gets to the end of the path, the end of the eclipse path, it switches back to the annular or partial eclipse. That's called a hybrid. Never heard of it. Never heard. Like, that would be like here. Let me put it into perspective. The eclipse that's coming, okay? Let's say the path starts at Texas and goes to Maine. I know it goes through Canada and Mexico, but let's just pretend it goes from Texas to Maine, okay? At the bottom of Texas, it would be a partial or annular. At the top of Maine, it'd be a partial or annular. And everyone else would get a total eclipse. I've never heard of this happening. An eclipse changing along the path. That is new for me. I've never heard of a hybrid. So I wanted to share that. That's all. You can go on.
This happened last year, but I've never heard of it. Again, might just be something I missed. I thought I should ask just in case of Mandela. So what is everyone thinking? Are any of these Mandela effects for you? Have these been covered before? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Seems like there's a lot more devil horns.
And there's about to be more in the next presentation. That's why I said that. Yeah, there's going to be more. Oh, wait. I'm going to remove you from the screen before you show your computer screen. That's all. You're good. You're not on the screen anymore.
While I hunt around for the next one.
I hope you mean Christopher, not me. Ed Hen. Ed Hen says, I think you sound like John Cena.
Are we going to Wonder Woman cuffs?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
What's aphantasia, Rick Sanchez? I'm curious. Why am I not seeing him on my phone? Weird. Why am I not seeing Rick on my phone, but I'm seeing him in StreamYard? Hold up. Nope, they're not blocked. I don't understand why I'm not seeing. What is aphantasia?
Isn't that some kind of memory disorder or something?
I guess so. What? There's commercials running during the show? You can skip them. Please skip them.
What?
Oh, my channel's monetized, so it's putting commercials in apparently. I didn't turn that on, so I don't know. I guess they're doing it automatically now. I'll have to check Brian's out afterwards. Well, not afterwards, tomorrow, because afterwards I'm going to be going to bed.
Get the braid.
Wait, the inability to create mental imagery.
Oh,
That's crazy. I can totally
that makes sense.
daydream like no other.
It's like people that have there's people that have no inner monologue. There's no inner voice in their in their head. That's a significant number of people. Apparently do not think in words.
I don't know what's happening, but Rick Sanchez is not showing up on my phone. And he's not blocked. So I don't understand why I can't see him on my... Oh, there he is. I see him. I see him. There we go. Thank you for commenting again. Oh, it means you do picture everything, Rick Sanchez said. And now, can you, just to make sure it worked, Rick, can you please just say hi or something? I just want to see if it worked, because you weren't showing up before. And that's really weird. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. I'm in StreamYard. StreamYard shows me everything. It doesn't like do the live chat thing. It's automatic. I see them all. All right, guys. I want you to think of Wonder Woman and get your thinking caps on. I'm about to ask you a lot of questions, and I'm really sorry. Oh, thank you, Grand Tour Richard. Sorry, I gotta put this comment on screen. Sandy, I think you're the only YouTuber left still persisting with Mandela effects. I think it's great. Thank you. I don't understand why they don't. I don't understand, because for me, anything in our reality, I was just talking to Christopher about this. Anything in our reality should be static. It should be permanent. It shouldn't be Mandela whatsoever. And to just ignore them because there's other things to talk about doesn't make sense to me. I still think it's important to share them. I think we might be able to find messages in this stuff if we pay attention. I think they're the key to finding out why this is happening. So, thank you. I do appreciate that. And Sagaram agrees.
You definitely work so hard to keep finding new layers and new. I can't believe that you keep discovering new things on a weekly basis.
I don't look for them though. You just said I don't persist in looking. They persist in jumping in my face.
You've got an amazing. I don't have that much awareness of my surroundings to have them jumping out at me constantly. I get hit by the big waves, and then you point them out. I'm like, that is weird.
Well, we're about to have a big wave because I do recognize, like I said, I don't believe CERN is causing this, but I can state matter-of-factly that when CERN turns that machine on, I get hit with more Mandela effects, and they're usually bigger.
Well,
so expect a wave, everyone.
Apparently they're firing up on the eclipse day, so that seems weird.
That's why I said there's one coming. So, all right. So I have an issue here. That is so small I can't read it, the yellow part. Can you please read the yellow part?
I can try. Yeah, it's kind of small.
You know what?
Okay.
You don't have to do it.
No, I got it.
Oh, okay. I was going to open up Flickr and just read it in my window.
I can get this. Okay, Wonder Woman has been Mandela'd again. Above is a list of every Wonder Woman Mandela effect that I'm aware of. Numbers with an asterisk are the ones I found and covered. I'm sorry, I do not remember who found the rest. The new one is round 2 on star 10. The previously Mandela cuff are different from the last time they were covered. Okay, so do you want me to read all these?
Yeah, these are all the Mandela effects that I was aware of. There is
Happened to
one
Wonder
missing
Woman.
because I'm going to talk. There is one missing that I'm going to talk about later. And then someone mentioned something else that I forgot about, but it's not relevant to this presentation. So
Okay, well, these are all new to me. I don't know any of these. Okay, 1. The cape no one seems to remember. 2. The skirt version no one seems to remember. 3. The half civilian, half Wonder Woman outfits. 4. The weird island of Themyscira outfit
yeah,
that has a 33XXXIII on her chest. 5. The full face crown mask. 6. The different star patterns on her blue costume shorts. 7. The white stripes on her boots. 8. Her lasso sometimes being silver. What? No. Okay.
no, don't freak out yet because it flip
It should be
flopped.
gold,
It's
right?
not
9.
like that. Right.
Linda
Yeah.
Carter is now Linda Carter.
Mhm.
10. The cuffs, new Mandela effects star tonight.
Mhm.
Okay.
I should be able to pick it up from here. That was just the hardest one.
I'm in the wrong tab. Sorry. Whoa.
It's okay. All right. Rewind plus plus plus. There's a lot going on here. The original cuff bracelet, not lasso. I'm going to do a correction later on to flip flop. Mandela effect was found by Esther Anders. We covered it in 2019. So in 2019, the lasso was silver sometimes. First, I will ask you the original Mandela effect again. 1970s Linda Carter version only. Then I will ask you the same question, this part is new, about the cartoon version before moving on to the new Mandela effect. There's actually more to. You'll see. There's more. We're just gonna get into this. It's gonna get a little confusing, but bear with me, guys.
Yeah,
It's because I can't show you one thing without showing you another thing.
we're
You
going to
understand? Like
calculus. This is Wonder Woman
there's a lot
calculus
here.
here.
There's a lot here. As I said, put your thinking caps on. Question 1. Credit Esther Anders. Which color cuffs or bracelets do you remember Wonder Woman wearing? Silver, gold, or both? It should say gold, silver, and both. Whatever. You can see the colors. What colors do you remember?
I don't know this very well, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be gold.
Okay, so you remember gold. Let's see what the chat remembers. Grand Tour Richard says gold. Pushing Button says gold. Deno says gold.
I don't associate anything silver with Wonder Woman at all. Everything should
Sagarm
be
says
gold.
gold. Mm-hmm. Super Mario, yes, that was part of the Mandela effects I covered. I do not remember the first Wonder Woman or the second Wonder Woman. All I remember is Linda Carter, who was the third. And that's why it's the Mandela effect for me. Ed Hen never watched it, but I'd assume silver. Kenraz is gold bronze. No silver, says Kenraz. And Pushing Buttons agrees, I don't either. Okay, go on. Both Esther and I only remember her cuffs and lasso being gold. But back in 2019, Esther noticed the cuffs and lasso were sometimes silver. We have never seen them silver before, have you? Now, next slide should be, yeah, the lasso is flipped back to only gold. I can only find silver with the new Wonder Woman now. So the lasso
Oops.
back in the 70s is gold. It's okay, you're fine. Like it should be. Keep going.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Ed Hen remembers both silver and gold. Oh no, silver or metal looking. I'm sorry. It was gold, 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 says his daughter Barbara. All right, guys. No more answers of gold. I have a new question. Question 1, part 2. In the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and by the way, all of the Wonder Woman cartoons are Hanna-Barbera, okay? Which color or colors do you remember her cuffs? Yellow, gray, blue, or black? And if you remember more than one, that's fine. And feel free to answer, Christopher. It's okay.
I don't think I've seen these cartoons, but yellow is the only right answer. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like,
okay, so triggered. It's fine.
As far as comics and just what things should be, and if I were an artist, what would I do? It'd all be yellow. I could see blue is at least a color of her outfit. The other two are completely right out. Like, no, not gray or black. Please don't tell me that exists.
Sort of like, you know, Snow White's puff sleeves are a blue that doesn't match anything in the rest of the dress. Yes, I understand. All right, let's see. Jehovah's Daughter says top left, yellow. Yellow, maybe blue, says pushing buttons. Maybe it shines gold when used. Ever Josh is yellow. Grand Tour Richard is yellow. Sagarm is yellow. Ryu is yellow gold. Dunno is yellow. Yellow belly, says Ed Hen. Top left looks right, says Ryu. All right, we can go on. All right, you don't have to read the list again. I'm just referring to the list. Before I answer the last question, I forgot one more Mandela effect I found that wasn't on this list. Because I need to ask you a question about that too. Is it hypercolors is pushing? Ah, that's good. That's good. Which emblem do you remember on Wonder Woman's chest? Again, I'm referring to Linda Carter. Which emblem do you remember on Wonder Woman's chest? If you remember more than one, can you explain where you remember each? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I changed the question. Forgive me, please.
I swear, what is it? I'm just chat. Am I too loud? I'm sorry.
Do I need to mute? Am I okay? Guys, all media. Which emblem do you remember? So we don't get confused because I forgot to put numbers and letters here. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. 1 is on the top left, 2 is on the top right, 3 is on the bottom. So 1, 2, and 3. Across all media. Okay? Okay, so Kenrad says 1 old stuff, 3 newer stuff, never 2. Top left says Yellow Sun. Top left for Grand Tour. Top left for Pushing. Top left for Dunno. Are you guys, wait, is top left for the bracelets? Do me a favor, please answer again if I'm so confused. Let's see. It's okay, Ryu. It's all right. Yellow Sun is 1. Dunno is 1. 1 for sure. Esoteric Eric needs a wrench. Done. Angels Don't Fall. 1. Weezer. Sagarm is 1. What color did she paint her invisible jet? Thank you, Ed Hen. That's the other Mandela effect, that she can fly now. Ryuganin is a 1. I could not remember what it was. That's what it was. Thank you. 2 left. I'm so confused, Barbara. Please help me. Noise Guru is a number 2. Pushing Buttons is a number 1 for the chest. 3 is looking kind of correct now, says pushing buttons. Looks like the WWE logo. Yes, I see that, yes. Christopher, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you need to talk softer, it's okay.
I probably do.
Okay, so Splatter says top left and bottom. Top left is my autocorrect. Gotcha. Okay. Christopher, which one looks more right to you?
Again, this is just, I don't really know this field, but the top left is the only one that makes sense to me.
Okay, we can go on. This is why I have to ask this, because I can't show you one thing and not show you another, but it is number 2, and I don't remember that. Don't remember her whole boob being gold. I don't. I don't. I also only remember the WW logos. It's possible I missed the head of the bird, so maybe the bottom one. But I have no memory of the eagle on her costume in any media until I first saw it in 2019. So to be clear, for me, all Wonder Women from the first comic on had the W's on the chest. And then in 2019, I saw a bird on Linda Carter's chest, and that was wrong.
And where does that, what media format does that show up in?
Comics, cartoon, and TV.
Like they all switched.
Not all. You can still find the W in some comics and some cartoons. But all of TV, yes. There's 2 different birds, by the way. We're going to get to that. So that's the other bird, which just looks like a fountain to me. I don't even see the bird. The W's kind of look like that with the strips, but it wasn't like a bird. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Does that look like a bird to you? The other one? Anyone? I see like a candlestick with like things coming out of it.
Whoops.
No, you're fine. That was the next slide. It's okay. I don't remember any of that. Oh, can you zoom in? Go. No, we're not zooming in, pushing.
This looks like Las Vegas stuff to me.
Yeah, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. You're right. It does look like that. I see that. Yes. Okay, so the top left is what I remember with the W's in the cartoon.
Yeah.
They were more separated on her costume for me. But here you can see the rest of them. We've got comics here, and they're 2 different type birds. You've got the one in the middle is the more separated one on her costume, and the other ones are the closed one that she has on her costume.
Why would there be a bird? What would that mean?
It's supposed to be the eagle because, you know, USA.
That thing in the bottom left looks more like a fat turkey. I mean, it doesn't look like an eagle. That's
fat turkey. Oh, that's great. Oh, yes, number 2 pushing. But going back to the cuff bracelets, until recently I'd never seen the cartoon comic version any other color except yellow. I have not seen all of the comics, so I may have missed variations there. But the cartoons? No, I've seen the cartoons. But here we have, if you can zoom in, light blue, silver, royal blue, black, dark blue, light silver, all different colors, all wrong, always yellow and gold for me, always. So see the W on her chest there, the cartoon? That's how I remember Linda Carter's, gold on Linda Carter's costume. Oh, like that too, above, the orange one. See it? That's the bird. Never mind. Never mind. That's the bird. Because I remember a W being squared off like that, but that's also the bird, so that's not it.
This thing looks really weird, the top left.
I know, that's what she wears now. The one that was all gold like that, like a solid gold boobs. Yeah, that's that costume. All right, which leads me to another question. Yes or no? Do you remember the Super Friends having this many series? Even Hebrew said no to this one. Splatter does remember an all gold bra. Where's the gold cuffs? That's what I said, Jehovah's Guard. Same thing. So yes or no, do you remember all these various Super Friends series? I don't know if there's a duplicate here. I think there's 5. There might be 6.
Who is this guy? The
Aquaman.
that's
Flying
Aquaman?
Sky. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're all stuck on the boobs. No one's answering. Pushing buttons doesn't know, and that's okay.
Whoa, there's a
Yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to explain.
cat version of this?
No, I'm going to explain. You got to zoom out. I'll explain. I cannot stress just how much I love this cartoon. I have no memory of all these versions, especially World's Greatest Super Friends, where multiple episodes see different versions of the characters, like the Wizard of Oz and evil counterparts. Do you remember these? Do you remember a Wizard of Oz episode where they turned into the characters of the Wizard of Oz? I do not. Jehovah's Daughter is a what the hell? Kenraz says, yeah, that's right. Oh, no.
I'm assuming Batman would be the Tin Man?
No. No, you'll see. We're going to get to that.
Oh, does it show them all?
I'm going to show them to you.
Okay.
Remember when you said, well, first of all, do we notice anything weird happening here with Superman? In the Wizard of Oz episode, I thought I shifted. Like, straight up thought I shifted. I saw the image on the top left.
Oh, sorry.
Where he's wearing underwear. Why is he wearing white underwear? Tighty whities on Superman. And then the next image I saw, he was in his Superman outfit. And I thought I shifted. I'm like, I know I just saw him in tighty whities. Superman. The Tin Man. But no. I don't know if this is a continuity error, multiple artist error, or part of the plot, but it freaked me out for a second. That it's both ways.
Who's Scarecrow?
Oh, that's Aquaman. That's why it's got the Lambda
okay.
A on his belt.
I just don't know Aquaman. I'm sorry.
It's okay, and I don't remember the Lambda A on his belt. It was a regular A.
They make so much fun of Aquaman in Big Bang Theory. I know that.
This is why you were talking about the devil imagery. Yeah. The series was so popular that they made action figures and stuffed dolls of their 1979 evil counterparts. And is anyone else disturbed by all the devil imagery in this episode? There's more coming. So
okay,
look at Superman's eyes.
His eyebrows.
Yeah. Yes. And then Batman, straight up, the devil horns that we saw in the sky with the eclipses. Thought that was interesting.
Robin, though, wow.
Yeah, Robin is going to be even funnier from the front on the
Creepy.
next slide. So there's Robin Hood from the front. Robin Hood. Why are we saying Robin? It's Robin, not Robin Hood. Robin from the front. And look, check it out. There's an actual devil face. The Hall of Justice became the Hall of Evil, with a devil on the top of the building. An actual devil. So for you to say there's so many devils, and then I knew this presentation was coming up. That's just weird. Sorry for that little sidetrack, everyone. But they were relevant and showed previous Mandela effects, which some may not have seen before. Now back to Wonder Woman and the whole reason why I made this presentation. The cups, the bracelets.
It's got to be gold. Oh.
Whether you remember gold, silver, or both, yes or no, in the 1970s TV series only, do you remember anything on the bracelets? Do you remember anything on them? On the bracelets themselves? Yes or no? Christopher, do you remember anything on them?
I've never seen that show. I've never seen the 70s Wonder Woman at all, but she's smoking hot.
Hey. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to put it on the screen so you can laugh. Yova's daughter says nope. Noise Guru, the WW emblem. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and show it to Hebro because he's going to be so happy to hear you say that. Stagarm says nope. Pushin says, I don't know, maybe a blue design or all gold. Okay. Okay. You can go on because now I'm going to give you options. I wanted to get your thoughts first. First, I wanted to get your thoughts. Now I'm going to give you actual options to choose from. What do you remember, guys? Now, again, we're going to go with A, B, C, and D. A is the top left, B is the top right. C is the bottom left, D is the bottom right. A, B, C, and D, what do you remember? For the TV series, not the cartoon, it's just easier for me to draw on a cartoon. Yellow Sun is an A. I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Christopher?
I think it just gets increasingly less likely and more weird as you go, right?
Mm-hmm. Push-in is a B. Preliminal is A and B. It's okay, push-in. Jehovah's daughter Barbara says A. Splatter says B. They were torn between A and B. I see that.
I could see the red star, maybe.
I can't. It was
but
all.
I feel like it's just solid gold.
I'm with Jehovah's daughter Barbara and Yellow Sun. It was just gold. Nothing else for me.
That's the Soviet star there, isn't it?
That is the Soviet star. You are correct. The only star I remember on her was on, well, red star. The only red star I remember on her was on a crown. I remember a red star and a crown. Kenraz is an esoteric. Eric is an A. Kenraz is an A. Anyone else? I don't know, Wayne. Yeah, I guess so. In my past.
What?
Yep, I know, calm down. I know.
Silver and red is total commie.
Look at all the different patterns, though. In my past, they were only plain gold. She had a red star on her crown, but never on her wrists. And get out of here with 6 stars or 1 star with 5 studs. Can you zoom in on all those pictures, please? Guys, everything except plain gold exists. The one I remember does not exist. These all exist.
So silver and gold, silver and red is especially Soviet. And I went to, I did a summer school in Vienna, Austria in my freshman year in college in the early 2000s. And we visited some other nearby countries, and they were still selling like leftover Soviet stuff. Like I bought a cigarette case, and just when I see silver and that red star, it just screams USSR. That's just, You can't do that in the 70s in America.
I agree. I agree. 100%.
That's just Soviet. That's communist right there. That
Also,
wouldn't.
when she wait, don't go anywhere. When she flashes the stars at you like that, when she's crossing her arms, the stars are also upside down. They're pentagrams. Just want to point that out.
We
We
got
got upside down stars too. Sorry.
witchy business.
Yes, never silver. I agree.
Yeah,
And yeah,
silver looks.
they look so chintzy now. You're right. The Noise Guru says the silver ones look like from Pringles cans. They probably are. I don't remember them looking so cheap.
This one especially here.
Yeah. Like, what are they? But wait, it's about to get weirder. It's
Oh
about to get
gosh.
weirder.
Just stop.
All right. Linda Carter has never worn plain gold or silver bracelet cuffs in this reality. She wore all the designs I presented except plain. So the answer is B, C, and D.
Am I
Oh,
so
good. I
loud?
could
You
use
hear
letters.
me?
Well, there's only one more left after this, so we'll be done soon. Does this match your memory? Do you remember all of these? Or any of these? 'Cause I remember none. Christopher's moving on. He's muted right now. I discovered this because of a side shot. The cuff design sticks up off of the bracelet if viewed from the side. Do you remember it being three-dimensional? I don't know if you can zoom in on those pictures to show them. Like, the star isn't just like printed on. It's like the studs stick up like a lot. It looks ridiculous. This is what made me look at the cuffs in the first place. I don't like Linda anymore. Okay, pushing. None of them. I'm with you, Barbara. I'm with you. Backwards for my memories is Kenrad. I honestly have no memory of silver anything on Wonder Woman. I am affected by every Mandela effect that has been found to this date when it concerns Wonder Woman, including the bracelets always being gold, and now always being plain gold, no stars. This is not my Linda Carter Wonder Woman. This is the New Earth Linda Carter Wonder Woman. It's not my reality. Can you zoom in on that top? Yeah, thank you. Look at the studs, guys. Look at that. Yeah, that is so
That's
dumb looking.
like what you were saying about C-3PO the other day. Just
Yeah,
too much busy junk.
he's got like the spikes coming out of his knuckle, and those are spikes too. It's a pattern. Everything's a pattern. I do want to mention that can you zoom out a little bit? The picture of Linda Carter on the right where it's marked up. Now zoom in on the bracelet, the one that says about the bracelets, please. It just says wrist bracelets. It doesn't say gold, doesn't say anything else. But if you go up to the crown, it says gold tiara headband with red star. And the belt says gold belt. And the bird says red top bearing gold wing tipped insignia. But the bracelets just say wrist bracelets. Wrist bracelets. I find that weird that they're being so specific with everything else, but not the bracelets.
Breaking the pattern for silver just does not fit.
Nope.
Yeah, silver
And neither
looks
do her
really
boots that were all red.
like no costume designer would just throw in a silver bracelet when there's all this theme of gold throughout.
Exactly. They clash.
Yeah, it clashes.
Are any of these Mandela effects for you? Anything that you simply have no memory of? Let me know your thoughts. in the comments below. Now, there's the W I remember. That is the first Wonder Woman comic on the top right. The very first Wonder Woman #1. She's wearing a skirt. Don't remember the skirt. And she's got a bird on her chest. And she's black wristbands. And do we see the pointy spikes sticking out of her gold with a red star wristband? Stop it. So wrong. It is tacky. I agree. So tacky, Barbara. There's blue in the cartoons. There's one with the bird, one with the W. I can't. This whole thing. She is so Mandela. I think she has more Mandela effects with her than C3PO. I said it. I know. I think there's more with Wonder Woman than C3PO. Should we do the rewind of Wonder Woman? So people can see the ones that they missed?
I'm gonna have to turn in pretty soon. I'm getting
Oh yeah,
tired.
no,
so.
you're right. Let's do the last one and get out of here. There's one more. Let me get you off the screen. I'm not even thinking about the time. I'm just having a great time. I'm not even thinking about the time.
Okay, we're Stephen G. Manfred.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right, guys. This one's another mind blower for me. I told you things are going to pick up. They're picking up now. Would you like to read this? Oh, no, you know what? I'm going to read because I don't want you talking much. Credit Imagination. No, I'm serious. I don't want you to wake her up, you know?
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't want you talking too much. I feel bad enough as it is. Credit Imaginary Man. A Manfred Mann song. Title has been Mandela for us. And there's even a man's excuse for the Mandela effect. Guys, please get your answers in quick. The title of the Manfred Mann song starts with doo-wah. What is the rest of the title? There she was, just walking down a street singing doo-wah what? What's the name of the title? Not the line, next line. What is the title of the song? Noise Guru says Diddy. I'm getting the answers. Give me 1 second. Noise Guru says Diddy and Ken Raz says Diddy. I'm not worried about the spelling. Oh, excuse me, I got the cups. Jehovah's Daughter says Diddy. Oh, people are going to be upset about the spelling in a second. Or are they? I don't remember. All right, we can go on. Which one? Who said Diddy with a T? Noise Guru. Noise Guru, it is with a D. Stephen and Jeff and I all remember this is just Do-Wah Diddy. But that isn't the song title. It's always been Do-Wah Diddy Diddy. Do you remember Diddy Diddy in the title? It reminds me of Dilly Dilly.
So I think that should be singular, and I kind of think it should be 2 T's. But
yeah, you do a ditty. A ditty's a dance.
But definitely not 2 ditties.
Yeah. And this, like, if they wanted to, with the man's excuse that I'm about to talk about, that would have been the easier way out. Preliminal, Ever Josh, Angels Don't Fall. I'm trying to find people who remember a T. Jehovah's Daughter says no. Push a button says no way. Diddy diddy dum diddy do. Thought it was Diddy with T's. Guys, I will do a round 2 and look for Diddy with 2 T's. Okay? I will look for it. But for now, let's get through the presentation. Let's go.
Oops.
Yes, that's a Mandela effect too, Conrad. That was covered by Hazel Fiver. It's now the Two Live Crew. So wrong. Manscuse alert. The reason being given for Diddy Diddy is that it was recorded by the Exciters a year prior to Manfred Mann recording it. So the Exciters recorded it in 1963, and Manfred Mann recorded it in 1964. So they had to change the name. But they could have just removed the dashes that are in do.-wa.diddy. You know what I'm saying? They could have just had do-I-diddy without the dashes. That would have been the changed name. Or better yet, spell Diddy T-T-Y like you guys are spelling it. So this makes no sense.
But honestly, Sandy, in those days, so many times songs were recorded and then covered and recovered, and like 5 different bands would put out the same song with the exact same lyrics and title. So I don't think they even needed to change the title.
I know, that's what the Manscuse is. That's the excuse they gave to explain away the Mandela effect.
Yeah, that's why. That doesn't fit 60s music scene where everybody, ripped off each other all the time.
Exactly. So here's current reality, do-I-diddy-diddy, and it looks ridiculous. So dumb I can't. When he sent this to me today, I'm like, oh no, I'm doing this one tonight. I don't care how long it takes me, I'm getting it done. So here's some residue. Do-I-diddy days by Jupiter. It's Manfred. So they were talking, that's residue. Below, Manfred Mann, do-I-diddy, MIDI, you can download the MIDI for free. And on the right,
nice.
it says,
do-I-diddy MIDI.
Do-I-diddy MIDI. Do-I-diddy Manfred Mann on the right in a list.
Do-I-diddy MIDI, that's genius.
So this is Slim Jim and Fats Incorporated song list. They do weddings, and on their wedding list is Do-I-diddy Manfred Mann.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Here is, it's very hard to read, but you can read that it's Manfred Mann and Do-I-diddy. Medley, Do-I-diddy, written by Manfred Mann, but it's not written by Manfred Mann at all in this reality. And here's a list again, Do-I-diddy, Manfred Mann.
Jerry and the Pacemakers?
Sounds familiar.
When was
with a G?
Well, when was the pacemaker invented is what I was thinking.
No, a pacemaker. Oh, I see what you're saying. Unless they're making pace.
I mean, it might have existed as a word, but at least when was the heart invention?
I'm Googling it.
Because this is the 60s.
1958.
Huh. Okay.
No way. Guys, the pacemaker was invented in 1958.
Is that tech before its time?
Yeah, I think it is. Because Push a Buttons just said late 80s, maybe?
My grandmother died young of a heart condition. It would be treatable now.
I'm so sorry.
I never met her, But yeah,
That's even worse.
Pacemaker seems out of its time in the 60s.
So here's Do-I-diddy, Manfred Mann again. That's in Spanish, but they even know it as Do-I-diddy.
Wait a minute. This guy on the right is Flight of the Conchords.
It's also Manfred Mann.
It's Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords. If anyone, knows that comedy.
There is a ton of residue out there, but no, I gotta read
sorry.
the word Bob first. It's okay. But the best residue is this image above. This is an album. The back of a Manfred Mann album. They clearly state their song as Do-Wah Diddy, no second Diddy. So the front is on the right, the back is on the left. I circled the area where the close-up is. You can go right to the close-up, please. The bottom part. The bottom. There you go. Manfred Mann hit the popularity charts with their recording of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and soon followed with international hits of Do-Wah Diddy and Shalala. No second Diddy.
Well,
on
clearly
their album.
a band known for their profound lyrics, deep and soul-searching. What is this part up here?
I just read that. Oh, that's it. That's the circle part.
Oh,
is what
okay.
is the
It's
big
just
part.
blown up. Okay.
Yes. So, Mary, I just looked up. It said 58. Now it's 52. Are you affected by this one? This is 100% a Mandela effect for us. Let us know what you remember in the comments below. And thank you again to Imaginationary Man for sharing his find.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a show. We had crazy stuff tonight. And there's more to come. I just haven't had a chance to put it together. So, guys, we're going to have to say goodnight. I am going to do the super, super, duper, duper, duper quick shout out. I can only see till 5:35. So, thank you to all of you for being here. Grand Tour Richard, Preliminal, Everjosh, 08, Angels Don't Fall, Super Mario Brothers 3, Pushing Button 62, Splatter 420, Jehovah's Daughter Barbara, Grand Tour, I already said Grand Tour Richard, Ken Raz, I think I said Angels Don't Fall, Super Mario Brothers 3, scrolling, almost to the bottom already, Noise Guru, I know Sagar Mandela Effect was here, sadly Karen, oh my goodness, good morning. Let's see. Sadly, Karen usually misses my show because it's too late. That's all I can see. I know a lot more of you were here tonight. I appreciate you all being here. 26 of you are still watching 3 hours in at 5:45 in the morning. And a very special thank you to Christopher McGarvey for being here tonight, for finishing the show so that Jeff can go to bed. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I had tons of fun. Thank you for letting me co-host.
Anytime. Like I said, you can come on any time. And that's my line, sadly, Karen. Happy Easter. April Fool's Day. Have a great night, guys. Go to bed. See you next time. Good night, everyone.
I'll be sleeping until 2 p.m. now.
Me too.
Good night.
Good night, guys. As soon as it would work.
Smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube. Turn the strap off, 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 please turn it off. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I've seen this show about 1,000,000 times. Not even funny when I'm drunk or high. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I'm telling you now for the 100th time. to change the channel. This show is a crime. Why must we watch Friends? 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 That laugh track is so annoying to me. They wouldn't need it if the show was funny. Why must we watch Friends? 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 There's so much better ways to spend my day than watch TV sing down a cat so smelly. Why must we watch Friends? 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 Why must we watch Friends?